We should transition. And welcome back to the Primal Scream. I'm Matt.
And I am Todd.
That guy right there, right? Todd?
Yep, that's me.
All right, that's him. Who you still don't know. But
Sure
it's been a
they
long
don't.
time, Todd, since we've discussed anything, since we've talked.
A long time. It's been 6 months.
Are you sure you want to do this again?
No.
I feel very,
No, I don't.
I feel
it.
very rubbery. Rubbery? Is that the right word?
It's like a stiff muscle that you got to kind of stretch out and work, get the blood flowing a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are we going to talk about today? Do you have any ideas?
No, I'm clueless. I have no idea what to talk about.
Really?
I thought we were just going to hang out
Well, we can just...
and drink coffee or something. I don't know. Just joking.
hey,
I mean,
why don't you hand me one of those thingamabobs right there?
There's lots... you said there's lots of... I feel really dumb because... Let's see, our last podcast was 6 months ago. Is that right? Lots of transitions inside of there.
December.
December
was
Oh.
our last.
Wow. Okay. Anyways, so we opened a studio. We've switched studios, open studios.
Yeah. Give an
Closed
update. Give an
studios.
update to the people.
All right. So we went from the Nubo Ale House in Nubo Market. Then we went to the Geometric Building.
Yep,
And their awesome
Geometric Building.
Their awesome studio with Eric and those guys.
You know what? It was an awesome building. It wasn't so much an awesome studio.
Right, but for what our needs were at the time, it was probably perfect.
Yeah,
it was
it
a
was
good transition thing. I think
growing.
it gave us the opportunity to say, "Oh, when we have our own studio, we need to have this, or we need to have that." I mean, the sound dampening foam was on that in that place, and we added more to it. And we thought, "Oh, we really need to have this stuff next time."
Right.
So I think it was good for us just being aware of as things grew how it needed to change. But then we went to our new studio, and that was pretty awesome. And then we just couldn't pay the bills. That's really what it was.
Yeah,
I mean,
it really came down to
it's
every
not-
time we were there, we were spending money.
Right. And not having enough come in. It's not an uncommon business thing, I guess, from what I've heard, because I'm not a businessman. But that the studio just couldn't. You can't if you don't have any profit. How can you afford to keep doing it? You know. And we were all, you guys were all stressed out about stuff, and that's not fun.
Yeah, we had big dreams, and at one point we were producing. I was producing like 7 podcasts. We had a lot of podcasts happening, and I thought, well, why not? Why not be here? Why not move to a bigger space? Because it seems like we're really busy. And then the opportunity of producing audiobooks came on board, and I thought, well, phew, shit, we really need a space now. There's real justification for this now. But the reality for an entrepreneur or anybody who's juggling a lot of different passions along with a family is time.
Yeah.
That was the thing that really was like the Achilles heel. It was very scarce to be able to get to the studio. So because of that, other people couldn't come in to record, and yeah, you just finally just kind of burnt everybody out is what it kind of felt like.
It definitely felt like that. I thought it just, everybody gets excited to come in and record. I always loved coming in and being part of this podcast. I know the other people you have on your other podcast love coming into the studio and doing that stuff. It's an exciting thing. I mean, it's fun. I mean, I really missed it. I know I've been probably bugging you the most about trying to see if we can get it going again, because I found like it was therapeutic. I need to come in and hash things out and talk to you, and I know I've gotten enough feedback from friends that listen to this. They're like, "Oh, when are you guys going to do it again?" And I'm like, "Do you really enjoy listening to us rant and rave about the same things over and over again?" And they're always like, "Yeah, I always get something from it. You guys, I always hear a new point of view. I always hear something different than I wasn't familiar with before." And he's like, "Yeah, some things are, repetitive, but what are you going to do?" I mean, that's what happens when you have conversations with people, is you tell the same story more than once, or, that kind of thing. So I'm just excited about getting back in it and doing it again. And it just seems like there's a lot more to talk about. I mean, because you're in media, because you have a company like this, and I get to be part of it because of this little podcast, it makes me realize how much social media impacts us. And I can't think of anything better than Trump and his tweeting. I can't think of anything better other than that's like
better example or
a better
or what do you mean?
example of like how media is just part of absolutely everything now. Like you cannot get away with it. I mean, you can't sell your business if you, don't
can't
have
get away from it.
from it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can't. It's probably too early in the morning to be talking about this shit, but you can't get away from it. So social media is. I mean, I got off social media this month. I took Facebook off my phone because I realized that it was just.
Were you really tied into the whole social media thing, Facebook,
I don't,
every day, or
no,
what?
I don't think I was like as bad as some people are about it. But I knew that all of a sudden I was like an hour's gone by and I've been doing nothing but flipping through my Facebook page to see who's saying what and who's doing whatever, and then seeing what everybody's trying to sell me. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's what it came down to. So I was just like going, okay, this was really sucking my time. And I'd much rather like, I think I told you there's that new show on Netflix called Ozarks with Jason Bateman.
Right, yeah.
So it's not a comedy. It's a drama, and it's really suspenseful and scary. Mm-hmm. I'd rather see something awesome and cool like that and spend an hour doing that once in a while than sitting on my phone scrolling through and seeing what everybody else is talking about. I did get information from Facebook. I looked at things. I saw news outlets. I saw a lot of things from like was it I saw, oh, Matt's gone. He left. I saw lots of things that I found interesting. Articles, New York Times stuff, the Wall Street Journal. So I did get information from there. Tim Ferriss always had things on there.
Yeah.
But it ended up sucking my time away. And I wasn't reading as much as I used to read. So I just was like, August, I'll just get off of it and see what happens. And I'm rarely on my phone. It's kind of nice. You don't have my phone in front of my face like I have a need to fix it. Even Twitter. If I can hop on Twitter to look at things, it only takes me 10 minutes and then I'm off of it because it gets boring fast. But I do enjoy getting on Twitter and seeing what Trump says, though. That's really the only reason why. It's
like mass hysteria. That I think what you were saying earlier is you can't get away from it. Yes, but it's everywhere, and I'm a part of it because we're doing this
right
in a fashion, in a form, mm-hmm. in a way. But it is terrible. It's actually it could start a world war. It's that terrible. And if you, like you said, you've been paying attention to Trump's tweets, mm-hmm. his social media bullshit that just kind of flashes out there. He's the president of the most powerful country in the world. And when he says flippant shit and North Korea is paying attention to it, mm-hmm. and North Korea has nuclear weapons now, the intercontinental ballistic missiles, and they're talking about, well, because of you, Trump, because of what you've said, we're gonna blast Guam, at least the waters off the shore of Guam, with 4 ballistic missiles, just to fucking show you we're not fucking around. Mm. So when you get to a level of holy shit, this could be World War motherfucking 3, and it's all because of some pompous asshole who speaks into the camera, the leader of the most powerful nation in the world, talking into the camera like he's making a tweet.
Well, and the interesting thing
and he doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Excuse me. That was gross. I really don't believe he knows what the fuck is going on.
Is he in a bubble? You think he's kind of in his own bubble?
I think he's always been in his own bubble.
Well, I mean, a good example would be, I think some
of
the
people
hysteria,
are trying to
though,
tame him, but he's in his own world.
Hysteria is a good word because I know that, like, when he tweeted about that transgender people wouldn't be welcome in the military anymore, he just tweeted that.
No, he didn't say they're not welcome. He said, I've spoken with X, Y, and Z generals, and they won't be. He tweeted out like there's a definitive line, and we've made it, and we're not going to allow it. Like, he just did that.
But he just tweeted
But that wasn't the reality of it.
Right.
The reality of it was he was asking one of the generals, I think we should do a report. We need to have more of a consensus on this to understand the impact of what transgendered soldiers have on our other men and women and financially in the military. Because there's a lot of questions that go along with this. And the person that makes, and we'll talk about this person more in depth a little bit later, because it has created a firestorm of controversy, and I just can't stop fucking thinking about what this guy has been talking about lately. And I'm trying to think of his goddamn name because I'm so.
Is this the communication guy
He
for Trump?
No. He just did a podcast with Joe Rogan. I'm gonna pull up Ben Shapiro.
Oh yeah,
Have you
I
heard
like
of Ben
him.
Shapiro?
Yeah, he's been on there a couple times, hasn't he?
Yeah, but just recently he was trying to say, I don't agree with what Trump was saying. I don't, but I don't agree with I agree with what he said. I don't agree with how he said it.
Oh sure,
because there are all these different factors that you should take into consideration. It's just like what he said about if you're going to hire if there's two people that have come down to it for a particular job in your company, they both can do the job equally as well. But one person has chronic depression and the other person doesn't. Is it biased of you as an employer to go, well, I just don't want to fuck with the guy who's bipolar or whatever it is. I'd rather go with the person who doesn't have anything on his record about having emotional, mental issues.
It is, and so the discussion was whether that was biased or not. Well, it's definitely biased, but it's in a good way for your company, right?
But it was an example of you can't just a company. The military is a company, right? The United States is a company, and we're in debt, and we have to think about where our tax money goes. So what's the best way to use our tax money? Is it to say, you know what? We show everybody we give everybody the same fair shake. Well, if I have to spend twice as much on this person because of extra medical expense, maybe it's medication that they have to have, maybe it's time off that we're going to have to incur because FMLA and they have depression, so they're just like, I'm having a hard time today, so I'm out of here. There's legit things that we had to take into consideration. And he also brought this up with the transgendered idea of removing transgenders from the military and having to take a closer look at that. So Ben Shapiro was like, it would be hypocritical for me to say, yeah, get all these transgendered people out of the military. He goes, I've never served. So it'd be hypocritical for me to say that because I don't have the balls to go do it or the time or the effort or whatever. But he goes, there is a legitimate thing that we need to consider, which is the cost.
And that makes total sense. Maybe this goes back to the original issue, which is when he just tweets stuff out. He was not even tweeting out like anything because he was tweeting out, even if they were to make some kind of big change in the military, you don't just tweet about it. That's the first thing a general did is he came out and said, listen, nothing has changed policy-wise. Everything is the same. Just because the president tweets about it doesn't mean it's going to change. But, all that stuff sounds like a legitimate conversation to me. Maybe more of it goes back.
Why would you tweet it? That's not something that the American people need to worry about.
Because we take their word at the moment.
So this is what's going to happen.
This is what's going to happen.
Right. I think that we're used to the idea of when somebody says something, that's it. It's not up for discussion. It's not for debate. This is what's going to happen. And it happens at my factory, the business or the place that I work. All the union people are so pissed that the management people don't give them concrete answers to some of their questions. Well, it's in flux. If they said for sure, we're doing X, Y, and Z, but it's not going to happen for 4 months. So much can happen in 4 months. So many different changes could happen. Things that are completely out of their control. Maybe the budget gets cut in half.
That'll never happen for our military.
No, I'm talking about my business.
Oh, your business.
There's there's a lot of different factors that could happen, yet they've put it out to us, hey, we're thinking about doing this, this, and this. All right, well, that's not how it came out. That's not how it went down. That's not what the end result was. So we're pissed. Hey, 6 months ago you said it was going to be this way, and now it's not that way. Well, things out of our control happened. Similarly, in the military or with Trump or whatever, they shouldn't be tweeting out possible policy changes. They should just be like, well, this is the issue. This is what we're thinking about and how it could impact X, Y, and Z.
Right.
Done.
Well, yeah, and the thing about being a part of a family, you don't sit down with all your kids and go, hey, listen, we're thinking about going to here this weekend, here this weekend, here this weekend. You sit down with your significant other and you say, hey, what should we do this weekend? You think the kids would like this? What do you want to do here? You don't say anything to them at all because they're going to take what you're going to say as God and then pissed if it doesn't happen. So you don't talk about it in front of them until you get things worked out and say, hey, we're thinking about doing this weekend. Does that sound like fun? Yeah, awesome. We'll make plans. It's the same exact thing, but on, obviously a bigger level. But yeah, when Jon Stewart called him a man baby, I think that kind of like encapsulated it for me. It was almost like, I'm sure he's a very smart guy. He obviously has to be for business stuff, but it seems like this impulsive kind of little kid kind of reaction to things makes that statement more valid for me because I know that I should. I don't tweet very often because I don't know what to tweet about, less necessarily. But then I'm not just going to tweet my opinions and blast stuff all over the place. And I don't like, the social justice warriors that are out just getting angry about little things. And I try not to jump too much on the Trump bandwagon because it's always taking sides and all that kind of shit. And I just don't like that because I'm not going to say the guy's a horrible person all the way around. I just don't think he's a very good president.
Yeah, definitely not very presidential.
Yeah, he's a TV show, a reality TV show kind of, douchebaggy kind of guy. And, the minute I heard that he hired some guy he called the Mooch to be his communication secretary, yeah. I thought
communication secretary.
I thought this is the epitome of it. You're gonna hire,
and then you saw how the Mooch spoke,
and he thought he knows the guy. They love each other. They get along great.
And he fired him, right?
And he fired him, but he put him in. He knew how that guy acted. He liked how that guy acted. He liked how that guy approached the world and how he communicated and said, "I want you to be the communicator for America." That's the scary part for me, is that we all were like, you got to be fucking kidding me. The comedy parody is like started the next day about this guy.
Sure.
Because and I think that if his content had been legit, it would have been different too. But he got up there and, blew Trump. I love the man. I love him. He's the greatest thing that's ever walked the face of the... he got
It was
up
like
there,
another little Trump.
Yeah, he just got up there and kind of just said, he's the greatest thing that ever walked the face of the earth, and I think he's the greatest thing that's ever happened to America. And so right away, people just started dismissing him because there was no content. And maybe that's what it is when it comes to the Trump presidency. It doesn't seem like there's been a lot of serious content happening. It's been tweets. It's like following Kim Kardashian, I assume. I don't follow her, but I assume it's like following Kim Kardashian. It's like, what's Kim doing now? What's her butt look like right now?
Who gives a shit?
Who cares? I don't.
Right.
But again, like you said earlier, when it comes to the president of the United States, you can't be flippant like that. I can say, oh, Kim Kardashian, who gives a shit? I probably shouldn't be saying that about the president when it comes to his tweets. Right. I shouldn't start dismissing him because I really should be interested in what he says because it has an impact on my life.
Yeah, and the thing that the point of view that has been stuck in my head for weeks now, and I'm sure when I say this, you're gonna be like, it's been in your head for a lot longer than just a few weeks. But I've been really obsessed with it because to me, in society right now, it's so highlighted that if you are missing this, I'd hate to say you're blind because I'm at that point I'm calling you names. What I would say is, really take a moment and think about examples in the media that you've seen and try to look at it from all points of view and try to see how ridiculous things are getting. Because our grandkids are going to look back on this time. This is going to be as impactful as World War I, World War II, as the Vietnam War.
Even if there's not a war, do you think it's still going to be impactful?
It's going to be as impactful as flower power. Mm-hmm. Make love, not war. It's going to be as impactful as the Great Depression. People are going to look back on this time in history and go, this era was so fucked up. It was so crazy that they were insisting, they were penalizing rational thinking, educated, normal adults. Mm-hmm. They were being penalized because they wouldn't go along with the narrative of, oh, that man cut off his penis. I have to call him a she now. I have to pretend. You're forcing me to pretend that that's a woman now. You're forcing me to pretend that that man who's now beating up women in women's MMA is not a man. You're forcing that on me. And you're forcing it on me in such a way. If you watch one of the, I was gonna, and maybe I might still in the post-production edit, put a video clip of Ben Shapiro and what he went through and the vileness, the fucking craziness of what happens. Now I'll narrate it and maybe I'll put the video on. But what happens is he's on a talk show and they're debating on whether or not Caitlyn Jenner deserved the bravery award, something like that.
Was it ESPN? Like
it was the ESPY award for bravery, right? And Ben Shapiro is sitting right next to a transgendered man, and everybody on the panel, there's like five people on the panel. Everybody is just instantly hostile with Ben Shapiro, and Ben Shapiro he goes, nothing I'm saying is hate filled. I don't have any hate towards anybody for what they want to do with their body or how they want to live their life. Don't shove your fantasy into my science-based brain, into my life. Don't if we were to have treated my grandfather, who said, "Hey, this box over here is talking to me," if we would have just all went along with it and like, yeah, you're right, it is talking to you. It's talking to all of us. There's nothing wrong with you. We're all going to play along with your fantasy. He goes, that wouldn't have helped my grandfather. It was a mental illness that he needed treatment for. So I don't think we're helping anybody by going along with this idea that, oh, this guy sitting right next to me is a woman, because he's not. And the transgendered person right next to him, and everybody just fucking, the vile, the venom, the hatred that was pouring out of these people that were talking to Ben Shapiro. They're like, how dare you? You just insulted her. He's like, listen, I'll call him any name that he legally changes to, which is fine. But it's not her. It's a him. And the transgender person next to him goes, you know what? You don't understand. You don't understand genetics. You know, you don't have a doctorate in genetics. So, little boy. And he kept touching him. He kept patting him on the head, belittling his, like a child.
Patronizing kind of.
Oh, God, very patronizing. You know what? You just don't know. And he kept touching him. And Ben Shapiro's like, well, do you know genetics? What are your genetics?
You're not educated on genetics.
And the guy grabs Ben Shapiro by the back of the neck, like something my father would have done when I fucked up when I was a kid.
In an ambulance.
Yeah, that seems mildly inappropriate for a political discussion.
Oh,
no, I know. Well, to be fair, but
you're talking, so
I see. I'm out of practice, but it was something that my father would have done when I was a kid. Just grab the back of my neck. That's what this fucking guy did to Ben Shapiro, and he goes, "Keep this up. You'll be leaving here in an ambulance." He says it on national television
because the guy's grabbing him.
Yeah, and. Well, the guy who grabbed him says that to Ben Shapiro.
Oh, sorry.
The guy who grabs Ben Shapiro and says, basically, he's responding to the remark that Ben Shapiro said. Do you know what your genetics are, sir? And he goes, you keep that up and you're leaving here in an ambulance. That's what the transgendered man said to Ben Shapiro. And Ben Shapiro goes, that's a little much for a political discussion, don't you think? Kept his cool, right? Everybody else on that panel goes, how dare you? You knew that was going to upset her. You knew that would upset her. That was just horrible. That was horribly insulting to her. Now let's flip the script. If a woman were to say something to a man, and the man grabbed the back of the woman's neck because she called him a redneck something, and he said, listen, bitch, you keep that shit up and you'll be leaving here in an ambulance. Do you think everyone, man and woman around the circle, would have said, yeah, You know what, young lady? You should not have said that to him. You were just
better.
you should have known better. That was very insulting. How dare you? How dare you go there? And Ben Shapiro's like, listen, facts don't have feelings. This is the fact. The fact is you're trying to push this agenda on me. You're trying to make me walk in this make-believe land of yours.
Can I help me a little bit with, because I understand what you're saying. Help me see what the pressure is. The pressure you're making me call you a she when you're a he, that pressure? Or what pressures do you think what pressure is he talking about? Because, I mean, I almost don't even see the argument of what's happening. He's factually correct.
Right.
You know, you could easily say he's not being sensitive to the other person, but that's his choice and his right. But as far as I'm concerned, what does he do? I mean, what is the agenda that he feels to be enforced on him, having to call somebody a Z or a he or a she or whatever?
But
is that what he's saying?
But the real problem is there's professors getting fired from universities because they're not using the proper pronoun. There's hate groups out there, and this is real hate groups. These are people that are physically assaulting others, just like that transgendered man assaulted Ben Shapiro, which, by the way, he did later on go to the police station. He did file a police report for assault. The DA of that area said, "You know what? We probably won't win this one, so we're not gonna go forward with it." But flip that fucking script, dude. This is the problem. The problem is there is not equality, and we're going down this road of craziness, of make believe, where Ben Shapiro says it really well as the more frail you are, the higher you are on this ladder. And if you're a white man with no issues, you're at the bottom of the fucking ladder. And even if your opinion is correct, it doesn't matter because this person up here who might be black, transgendered, whatever, they trump every fucking thing you say. And if you have an opinion, it's hate speech, whether it's factual or not.
And if anything, their counteraction to that could be the same thing. Could be hate speech.
What do you mean the counter argument?
Oh, if somebody else that has a different minority or whatever, their speech, if anything, is hateful because they're not allowing you to have your point of view. I mean, you and I have a friend that you've talked about before really quickly about. He feels like everything he says is incorrect. Everything he says is the wrong opinion.
Yeah, and so he wasn't even talking about transgenders or gay.
He was just talking about just stuff in general.
It was about religion. Okay. It was about this neighbor of his was saying, well, why don't you take your kids why don't you go to a church? You have a responsibility as the man of the household. You have to do these things. And it was every time she came out of the house to hang out with the neighbors, she would lay this huge guilt trip on him. And he's like, listen, this is my opinion is I can do what I want. And I don't believe in what you're telling me I have to believe in. And it wasn't flying. It wasn't flying. And the group made him feel shitty for having that opinion. He's like, Jesus Christ, I feel like I can't say anything anymore because everybody is offended by what I say and I'm always wrong. Which
is it a lack of understanding? Is that what it is? Is it a lack of
from everybody?
From everybody. Is it just a lack of like
everybody just wants to be a snowflake? I think there's a ton of people. I think the lack of understanding is this. One, we're not looking at content of what people are saying anymore. Right. And everyone wants to be offended. And the more offended you are, the higher you go up on this ladder of responsibility and adulation.
And you can join that group.
Right, and you can join that group. And it went from back in the 70s and the thousands of years before this, men were in charge.
Right.
Period. Especially white men. And now it has changed so much that everybody else who's not a middle-aged white man has a step up on middle-aged white guys.
You don't think middle-aged white guys still have an advantage over some minorities and people?
I think there might be. I think there's definitely cases. I don't think overall we're holding a thumb. We're holding people down. But I just think there's a tidal shift. I think I think minorities, I think women are sick of what it has been like, and they have a toll, and these groups have a toehold, and now they're doing everything that they're like, this is it. We finally figured out a way to not only be equal, but to take over the conversation. And it can be any fucking conversation. Whereas you're shutting down freedom of speech, you're shutting down debates.
Yeah, Andrew Sullivan, who I've talked about on this podcast lots of times over the years, he writes. He used to do a daily blog, but it like wiped. He has AIDS, and he has lots of health issues, and so I think it was like literally killing him to be blogging all day long. He had a staff. He was he was very popular and very well liked on the internet. It was killing him, so he stopped. He quit. But then the New Yorker said, "Hey, would you be willing to do a weekly column for us, just on Fridays?" And he said, "Yeah, I can do that." And so I've been reading his weekly column, and it's really interesting because he would consider himself, I've said this too many times probably, but just as a refresher, he is a gay married man. He considers himself like a Republican, like a Reagan Republican, so conservative, fiscally, but socially he's probably more libertarian or liberal even. But his big thing right now is that as bad as things are on the right, we consider Trump and Fox News and things like that. He's like, it's equally bad on the left right now too, where people can't even talk. Like people can't even bring up subjects without somebody getting really, really pissed. And he talked about Richard Dawkins, who is usually celebrated on the left, right? He's anti-religion. He's, all these, anti-stuff. And he got booed out of, or got kicked out of, or I don't know no, he wasn't kicked out. He got uninvited. There you go. To a college. And he's like, if Richard Dawkins is getting uninvited to colleges because every little toe is being stepped on by somebody and they shut things down, this is really taking a bad turn. Not that he didn't need that example to begin with, but he's like, here's a guy who's like, and it was all about Islamic stuff. And he's like, and here's a man who is anti-religion, period. He says shit about Christianity, Judaism, everybody. But the minute he brings up Islam as the one religion right now that's causing the most harm, he's like, and he made a specific point in this little speech about, I'm not talking about Muslims. I'm talking about Islam as a religion. He's like, plenty of Muslims are just fine people. Majority of Muslims are fine. He's like, but people who are part of Islam and follow that ideology are causing the most harm right now. And if I was alive during the Inquisition, I would have been talking about Christianity because they were the ones walking around killing everybody who didn't believe with what they were saying, just like Islam is today. And so he was very poignant and very specific about what he was saying. And they just automatically took one sentence and extrapolated everything from that without looking at the whole content of what he was saying. And again, shutting down free speech. And we're talking about a liberal point of view or a liberal college or whatever. And it's just so interesting how what used to be like this bastion of free thinking, thinking outside the box. Yeah, just like, when you're in college, you're supposed to be doing all kinds of stuff. You're, sleeping with people, you're meeting people, you're doing crazy shit.
It's a universal thought. It's a universal expression of thought, right?
Yeah,
you're supposed to be getting ideas from everywhere, which is why you're going to a university.
Exactly. And now that's being shut down because you should be able to. The minute I've heard about people on the right getting shut down, I was like, this is not good. Because the minute you shut down free speech, you shut down free speech for everybody.
Right.
It's not just one-sided. You don't get to choose. It's like KKK guys, they still have a parade in Iowa City every year because it's their right to do that.
Sure.
You don't have to fucking agree with it, but it's their right to do it,
yeah,
period.
You know how, do you know what I do since I have 3 black kids?
What do you do?
When they do the KKK rally?
You bring your kids?
I don't go. I don't go, and I don't give a fuck. Right?
Yeah. Do you want me to take over the duties again?
No, I'm hitting the button, man.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm hitting it. Yeah, I don't go, and I don't give a shit, and I don't spend any time on it. I don't feel the need to express how I'm feeling about the KKK to my kids. I don't feel like I'm having a big conversation with them about the KKK. They have a freedom of speech, and the best way, it's just like the open market, right? Like what our friend Rocky would say. Just let people do what they're going to do. And if you don't want, and they won't be around if you don't buy their product. And if you don't like what they're doing, you won't buy their product. Right? Is that what are you doing?
Yes.
You trying to move my beer out of the way?
Just trying. I don't know if 312 wants to be part of the podcast.
They don't have any option.
They don't have any option.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's gotten to a point where I can't even have a conversation with my wife anymore. My opinion on a lot of things upsets her so much. I can't even. They had this thing on Good Morning America this morning about Taylor Swift. Do you know the Taylor Swift story?
Sorry, man.
Years ago,
I can barely handle Trump,
Yeah.
let alone Taylor Swift.
Well,
or T Swizzle, as I like to call her.
To me, this is a non-story, but I'm only saying it as an example of the ridiculousness of it, right? So Taylor Swift, when she was younger, she was at a radio show promoting her song, her music, whatever, and when she got a picture taken with the radio DJ host and someone else, there's 3 people in the photograph.
Mm-hmm.
She alleges years later that he grabbed her ass. Okay? Now, I believe that this is assault. I do believe that anybody touching another person is wrong. If you don't want that person touching you, I am all for it. I'm all for it. But sexual assault, let's understand what sexual means. Back in the day, there was penetration. There was something sexual happening. He didn't fuck her. He didn't ask for a blowjob. He didn't put his penis in her mouth. He didn't put her hand on his cock. Sexual, he put his hand on her ass. Again, inappropriate, and I don't condone it. So don't get me wrong here. But he's lost his job, okay? So his career is over with, and he's in court facing criminal charges of sexual assault. And when I saw this on Good Morning America, I go, God damn, seriously? Look at all the time and effort and money that is going into this. And if that guy is found guilty, and everybody has said there was no witnesses, nobody else saw it happen, it's just Taylor Swift's word and a photograph of the 3 of them, and his arm is low, and it looks like maybe his hand is behind her bottom. Is it grabbing it? Is it groping her? I don't know. But if it was a dude, specifically a white guy, saying that this woman touched his ass, it would be laughable. People wouldn't go to court. If it was Ben Shapiro being attacked by a fucking transgender dude, they don't even file a fucking police report. Yet, somebody who might have touched Taylor Swift's bottom, oh my God, when I said this to my wife this morning, I'm like, this is a little much, don't you think? Fuck, his whole career is ruined because he touched her bottom. And my wife's like, what? Seriously? You don't think this is a big deal? That is a huge deal.
Why did she think it's such a huge deal?
It's assault. It is assault, Todd. Hey, okay. Jesus Christ, Snowflake. It used to be a point of pride, for me at least, that shit could happen and I would laugh it off. And it didn't ruin my fucking day, and I didn't feel the need to go see a lawyer, and I didn't feel the need to go see counselors because something fucked up happened to me. Fucked up shit happens all the time. And if we get into this routine of, oh my God, you said what? You called a transgendered man him? Sir, do you even know what your genetics are? And that is a microaggression that means that he has a right to grab you and assault you actually physically because of what you said. Again, this time in our history is going to be looked back upon and gone, holy shit, this is where it all went wrong. I can't believe that things are this fucking crazy. Now, when I say things are going on, they're on a slippery slope.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking that people might hear it and go, oh, Jesus Christ, seriously, you think it's slippery slope? I just watched a Princess Diana documentary last night, along with 92% of the homosexual population. I'm just fucking around.
Which I actually said that to my son, who goes, "Oh, that's Princess Di. I heard this was gonna be on. I want to see it." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, is that right? Did you want to go get some lipstick? Oh, you're so sweet. You're so," and I'm teasing him, not to shame him, everybody, but because he's a very masculine little kid, and as soon as I said that to him, he jumped on me, and started wrestling, and it was a fucking father-son moment, and he knew I was just joking. Like I said, I ended up watching the whole fucking thing with him.
Was it good?
It was great, but to me, everybody else watching it might have been like, "Oh, that's right, she was beautiful. Oh, he did have big ears. That's really weird. Oh my God, she was 19. Wow." When I'm watching it, I'm seeing the beginning of the fucking craziness, which is social media and paparazzi. It was the very first time photographers had gone out of their way to get a picture of the princess with her little baby bump. Are you still with me? Are you reading?
Yes. No,
are you sexting?
I'm not sexting. No, people are saying they can't see it on Facebook, so I was just checking.
Yeah, they can't. There's something wrong. I'll post it later.
Okay.
I didn't do the Joycaster thing correctly.
Okay. Sorry, I just want to make sure everything's
my fault.
off. No, it's not a big deal. Just checking.
But that was the big thing. Was this is the beginning of the hysteria of photographer and paparazzi, and I'm like, oh my God, this is one of the huge defining moments of where we are now, where everyone's a star, everybody wants to have a picture taken of themselves. Instagram, you can just see that is the birthplace of, holy shit, the ridiculousness of what you're willing to put somebody through, and in the end, it killed her.
Right.
It killed this woman. This 19-year-old girl who married a prince who was fucking somebody else, which, by the way, I wanted to go on a tirade about the ridiculousness of marriage and the hypocrisy of it all. Here's this huge fucking wedding, and while he's getting married, everyone knows he's fucking the other chick who he's with now.
Right.
He was seeing her before he married Diana.
Yeah.
Right? And she's at the wedding. Right? What's her name? Do you remember what her name is?
I want to say like Priscilla, but that doesn't sound right to me.
It is something like that.
Is it? Okay.
It is something like that, but it's not Priscilla Presley.
That's why.
Yeah. But I'm watching this and like everybody is mesmerized. Everybody is hypnotized around the world, right? Because we're all just looking at it going, "Oh my God, she was a nobody and now she's a princess. Oh, this is so beautiful. This is so great. Look, they've made their vows in front of the eyes of God. Oh, God, so wonderful." And his fucking mistress is at the wedding. There was nothing. The craziness that is marriage is just like, come on. It's just so right in your face how stupid his marriage was. It was just for show. It was just all for show. Let's put on a big fucking show. Let's put on this big fucking circus. Anyway, that's what I saw when I watched the Princess Diana thing. I'm like, the craziness of marriage, and this is the birthplace of fucking craziness with the media. It was right at that time frame also with the 24-hour news networks happening.
Right.
And now news is entertainment. And
when did she die? 92?
I'm not sure.
Didn't you pay attention?
I wasn't really paying attention. I just kept thinking, she was only 19 and
well, I thought it was interesting that it almost like she came into her own at one point because she
definitely did.
She's just like, I'm over all this stuff. I'm gonna start giving back to people around me. She fell in love with a really wealthy, nice guy who treated her really well and was, much different than obviously her cheating husband, kind of thing. So, yeah, I mean, I always thought a lot of her because of what she did for humanity, pretty much. But it makes you wonder what would it have been like if we had the media saturation we have now with social media, and she had passed away. I mean, there would have been 100 people around that.
What do you mean?
I mean, it would have been 100 people with their phones out instead of a guy and a photographer, a guy on the back of a motorcycle taking pictures with his camera. This mundane thing that used to happen. Now, I mean, because she crashed in a partial tunnel, but you could see from above down to the wreckage below. there would have been 100 people there with their cell phones out.
Well, that's the sick part of what I'm saying is that we're going down the slippery slope. Things are getting worse. There's a loss of humanity. People aren't becoming better people. People are just becoming better entertained. We have devices now. Again, it's not lost on me that I'm fucking doing this. I get it. But I'm not doing it to be famous. I'm doing this kind of as a video diary to my children when they get older. They're gonna be like, oh my God, Dad lived through that shit.
Look how fucked up
Look
Dad
how
was.
fucking crazy. Yeah. look how funny, crazy, stupid Grandpa was. What a racist. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if like my great grandchildren, if we keep going down this fucking slope, they're gonna look back and go, God, great grandpa was a racist. That's why he adopted 3 black kids. It'll be something stupid. It'll be something ridiculous like that. But
it will be interesting.
But yeah, to me, I don't see us becoming better people. I see us becoming more easily entertained.
And that the part about the marriage thing always strikes me too, because I'm in a relationship now where it doesn't seem to be an importance. Like I had somebody ask me the other day, it said something like, are you guys engaged? You've been together almost 2 years and been living together for over a year, and kids get along. Everything's incredible, right? Couldn't be happier. Yeah. And I was like, you could probably say that we're married at this point. I mean, I've been engaged, or if you want to call it engagement, I've been with her longer than I was with any previous relationship before we said we were engaged or going to get married, So if you need a timeline, or if you need to call it something, I guess you could say we are, but we don't
Why
need.
Can't you just say you're in a relationship?
We don't need to put all these labels on there. Would we like to do that someday for legality reasons with our kids and things like that? Yes, but right now we don't feel this forced need to solidify. We got to sign this piece of paper and solidify this so that everybody knows. She and I know, and that's all that really matters. You know what I mean? And that's the part that
more truer words could not have ever been spoken by one Todd. Oh God, you're right. Because it's the way that you feel about each other. Right. It's the way that you act with one another. It's the responsibility. This is the way you live your life with one another. Mm-hmm. It's already a partnership.
Right.
It's already a relationship. You're in a committed relationship.
And all we're doing is throwing labels on it. I mean, that's all we're doing. And you've talked about this label stuff in the past. It's all we're doing is we're slapping a label on it. And if you didn't have that label,
to give everybody the warm fuzzy.
Yeah, it must be for everybody. It must be for everybody else, because we've talked about getting married lots of times, but we've talked about it in the sense of maybe you and I just go do something together with somebody, and that's our wedding. Because we don't need a big wedding. We don't want our kids there. It's not about our kids. It's about us. And us having a good partnership will in turn make us good parents. And, the kids are already part of the relationship anyways. But you don't have to have all this pomp and circumstance to say, I'm committing myself to you. We've already committed ourselves to each other. And us tying the knot, or us saying we legally are bound to each other now, how is that going to change anything or solidify anything more than it already is, other than to pacify everybody else?
Right.
And that's all it is.
Yeah.
And so, we've made a really conscious effort, and have always tried to make a really conscious effort, because we didn't move in together thinking, oh, hope it works out. We moved in thinking, this is what we want. We're going to be together. We don't move in together to plan on maybe some other day leaving. Now, of course, circumstances could change, but I couldn't.
That's what I did.
I couldn't imagine that. I couldn't imagine committing myself to somebody and committing my kids and committing. It's not just me. It's a lot of other people, a lot of other lives involved. And I didn't do that flippantly. And so to think that this relationship is the same way. We committed ourselves to each other, and we don't need to have a label put on it to pacify everybody. Because I've had other people go, "Oh, you're not even this, you're not even that. That doesn't look a certain way." And I was like, I don't fucking care.
You don't care. I don't care how it looks.
I don't care
how it looks. Who gives a shit what you think?
Right.
Which,
hand me that open.
What?
Open.
What do you want? Oh, this. All right. That was actually one of the cool things about the Princess Diana documentary last night was she was so wrapped up. She felt so, well, anyway, her friends said this.
I love it that we're talking about a documentary with the Princess Di with you. It's fun.
I think there's a lot to be learned. I think there's a lot to be learned by Princess Diana. But because there is this metamorphosis that happened, and it wasn't because people coddled her that this metamorphosis happened. This metamorphosis happened because she was caged in. The paparazzi was already up her ass. There was everybody in the world and all the newspapers telling her how she should be pregnant and how she should be a mother. And oh my God, I can't believe she's in a 2-piece, while she's 3 months pregnant. Or I can't believe she's doing this, and she better be breastfeeding and all this stuff. I mean, can you imagine being bombarded socially with all this stuff, feeling like the major newspapers are commenting on whether I'm wearing a 2-piece or not?
Well, think about
the fucking craziness of it.
Think about your family. Your family is like that too. Oh, you guys are married? Oh, that's great. When are you gonna have kids? It's like the normal kind of steps your parents put you on, but it's on a global level.
Right.
So,
but she suffered from anorexia. She was bulimic, because from her memoirs or from her friends stating she was always aware of Camille. It was Camille. That's the lady's name, Camille.
Remembered how funny.
Right. So she was aware of Camille from the get-go. In fact, she stated in her diary or whatever, she was looking for Camille as she walked down the aisle to get married.
Dude, and you have to fuck this guy to have kids, and he's fucking somebody else. But for the social...
For pomp and circumstance, I want to make sure that we have a legitimate heir to the crown.
God.
And you know what? We need some fresh blood in the royal family. We need some freshness.
That's so
Otherwise,
weird.
we're just going to have some real... Humphreys? Is that what we used to say?
It makes me wonder if
it's okay. You can admit to saying Humphrey back in the day.
Oh, I just talked to it the other day with Shannon, bringing back old memories that I feel bad about. But it was one of those things too, where I wonder if her kids are better off because of the way she was towards the end of her life. They both,
absolutely.
They both seem to not to. I don't know this. I don't know them, but I mean, they seem to project this idea of, we're going to live our lives and we're not going to live it by anybody else's standards because it killed our mom. That's kind of how it seems to me. Yes, they're still on the cover of, In Touch magazine and shit like that. But I don't see them. They're dating people. They're getting married and seem like.
I feel like the older one is, the older one has always been the big brother, kind of, and responded as such. As far as I know, both of them were in the military, but the older one has never really had this playboy mentality or expressed anyway in social media or in the newspapers and magazines. But the younger one, because he was like the older brother, and I can see that, the older brother mentality, the oldest sibling. I'm going to be mature. I'm going to be responsible. I'm going to be the next king.
Right.
Legit. I'm going to be the next legit fucking king. I can't just, I got to uphold something, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe it was, I want to make my mom proud. I want to make, maybe.
Well, and even the little brother, is it Harry, the redhead guy?
I'm not sure, but I'm sure. But
he seems to be enjoying his life.
He's enjoying it, and I think that when I have seen stuff of him, and I look back at Diana, I'm thinking, look how hard it must have been. It's 1,000,000 times worse now, and it seems like they're dealing with it well. Doesn't mean that he's never going to eventually crack.
Right.
No.
But he the oldest son had the same wedding as his mom. I mean, it was a big, humongous thing. Obviously, different circumstances. I don't think I knew that he was with Camille the entire marriage.
So I didn't know that either.
It makes it. You know what it makes it? It puts more. I was thinking about him being an asshole, but it makes me almost think that maybe he was the guy who was like, "I'm in love with this woman. I want to be with this woman," and everybody above him going, "Guess what, dude? I don't fucking care.
Absolutely,
you were going to be the king."
Because Camille was married and she had 2 kids.
Oh, so that would have been a lot of controversy and stuff. Oh, that makes sense too. But I almost feel bad for the guy that he was forced to marry and he was forced to fuck somebody that he didn't want to.
And eventually, I think they have married now, right? Camille and
yeah.
They're married
now. When he and Princess Di got divorced, he married her.
And,
why wouldn't he?
And I guess that was the very first of that. That was the very first time somebody had married into the royal family, and they said, "You know what? Y'all are fucked."
Good for them for breaking ground like that.
I'm getting away from you crazy fuckers and your palaces and who needs it? Who needs your fucking powder white wigs?
That's why I kind of like it.
In the bedroom.
They made a big deal about when Michelle Obama, when they went to meet her. I don't know if it was the first term or the second term, but they went to meet her, and Michelle Obama, like, hugged her or put her arm around.
What are you talking about? Who?
The Queen.
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So they met the Queen of England, and she
Right.
put her arm around her and was like, just being probably a pleasant person, I assume. And that was like, oh, you don't touch her. And I'm like, maybe that's part of the problem. Maybe part of the problem is we make these people, we put them on a pedestal, we make them untouchable, and then after a while, I would assume that just from being a human being, you'd be like, oh, so I'm untouchable. I guess this is what I'm doing.
Dude, that is
You know what
exactly,
I mean?
I think that is what's happening with all of our social justice warriors out there. Oh, this person feels this way. They're untouchable. They can do no wrong. They feel a certain way. In fact, there was a big debate and discussion about it doesn't matter how you think what you're saying. It doesn't matter. Your words change to aggressive or micro. What is it called?
Aggressions?
Microaggression. And how I interpret it. So Ben Shapiro's like, what the? I think it was Ben Shapiro. More like, what the fuck? Do you understand how crazy that sounds? What you're saying is, I have no power over my words. I could be saying, man, the sky is blue. But you're saying, your interpretation of it is, that could have offended me. And now I have legal action against you.
Or I can grab your neck, or I can
grab your neck, or I can have you kicked out of this school.
Yeah.
Or I can ruin your career, right?
Mm-hmm. I think that's, I mean, the idea of
that's the scary part.
That's the scary part, and I think Trump's taking it to a whole new level with this tweet stuff, because he has every right to do that. But it's almost like I don't think he's the president of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody needs to parse their words and be careful,
Absolutely.
he needs to. And
totally
he's just
agree.
kind of like doing whatever the fuck he wants. And the minute you question it, you get shit on too. Because people like Stephen King was following him, and I follow Stephen King on Twitter because I think it's funny to read some of the things he says. Plus, The Dark Tower's coming out, and he's talking a lot about it. And so he's been, what do you call it when somebody won't take your feed anymore? He's been like, I don't know what the word. Blocked. There you go. So Donald Trump blocked him, and so he posted the blocking of Donald Trump, and now he just makes lots of comments about the tweets that Donald Trump says that he can't read because he's been blocked.
It's the best way to get
It's
more feed.
crazy.
It's more attention, right? I'm just gonna block you. Well, why the fuck are you?
Yeah, it's like what's that thing? Any publicity is good publicity. So even if it's shitty, it's good. Yeah. And so I don't think, I mean, Stephen King doesn't need any more publicity, but it's just funny. He uses it as like this mocking thing. So the leader of the fucking free world is blocking Stephen King, but he doesn't like what I have to say.
Right.
I mean, it almost exemplifies what we're talking about in the colleges and all this other stuff. Is that, oh, you don't like me? I know I'm the leader of the free world, and that the decisions I make impact everybody. But you said something mean to me, so I'm not going to listen. I'm going to block you. I'm not going to. So it's almost perpetuating what we're talking about on these college campuses.
Right.
You don't like me? Okay, I'm done talking to you. I mean, listen, you and I have been friends for like 25 years now. I think we've hit our 25-year mark, which is crazy.
Are we going to have a little party?
Yeah, I hope so. It'll be great. Aren't we having a party right now?
I'm having a party.
We don't agree on.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm about ready to give a speech.
All over. We don't agree on everything. We don't always get along all the time.
Right.
But we're not going to block each other from listening to it. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where I wonder if we've lost part of the we have a part of the social fiber that's fraying, whereas we're not allowing ourselves to hear a different point of view.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think getting to the point where we can say, God, you're a crazy fucker, but hey, I love you. You're my best friend. That's all. I mean, that's all it has to be. We're never going to agree on everything. So
that's also a reason why we are not president. Like how we're talking, you have to have some sort of code. You have to have some sort of maturity to be a president, right? You can't just be fucking tweeting shit out all the time. I mean, I understand that he got voted in because of he is the anti-establishment. He's a fucking wild card. You know, and all these people who voted for him love that. I get it.
They love the chaos.
But that's still fucking chaos. And it still doesn't detract from the fact that he's flippantly made a comment to North Korea, which could have serious fucking consequences to people who live in Guam.
Or Japan. Japan's a hell of a lot closer than...
in fact, well, the ballistic missiles had to fly over Japan to get to Guam. Yeah, I believe. In fact, well, that's what they said in the media this morning. So, yeah.
But I just think it's interesting that the minute something is we don't agree with it, we dismiss it. So whether it's you're mean to me or fake news, or it's you said something about Islam, so you hate all Muslims, or, you know, it's just it goes back to what we talked about so many times, is that reactionary, like, you know, taking sides. And I think I wonder if it is, this is just me talking out loud, I wonder if it's almost like a human reaction, because I can recognize it in myself when somebody says or does something and I react. You know, it bothers me. Yeah. But my reaction isn't to go, you fucker, don't say that. It's for me to go, huh, I wonder why I'm reacting this way. Because, like, my lady will say things, like, will challenge me on something. I am instantly defensive. I am instantly like, oh, fuck, you don't know how I think. You don't know how to fucking do stuff.
Really? You do?
I have those same reactions inside. Yeah. But I don't turn around and just say that out loud. I keep it internal, and I go, okay, so why are you getting so pissed off? Why are you getting so defensive? All she did was say this. Why is that bothering you so much? Is it fucking true? Is there an area that maybe you're not so great at you need to work on? Oh, maybe. You have to be a little bit introspective. I can't just react to every little fucking thing that happens. And if you are reacting to things, if you react volatile, you have to stop and go, okay, why am I acting this way? You know, we're mocking you and making fun of you as the president because you're acting like a fucking buffoon. It's not because we don't like what you had to say about transgender people. No, it's because you tweet about it like you're an imbecile, like you're a junior high boy who took a dick pic and nobody liked it. I mean, that's how you're acting. Do you know what I mean? That's how you're reacting to things. And so I think it's really important that everybody...
I'm a junior high school boy who took a dick pic and nobody liked it. Why doesn't everybody like my dick pic?
Everybody has a 3-inch penis when they're in junior high.
Everybody should like my dick pic.
It's part of me. It's
great example.
It's part of me. It's beautiful.
Great example of a junior high. Where's your head at? Why has it got to be a junior high boy taking a picture of his dick?
Because I have junior high boys in my life, and I know what they think.
Oh, your children. Your children.
My own children. Yeah.
Todd's not a pedophile.
I'm not a pedophile, but it's one of those things where I think it's okay to be to react and have something bother you, but I think it's doubly important for you to go, okay, why am I reacting this way? Am I being just a little bitch about it? Yeah. Or is there something I really need to work on and go, oh God, that's really kind of not a great way of looking at it. How can I look at it differently? Or, like I said, if my lady challenges me on something, I go, I'm not a fucking perfect parent. I wonder what I could do to change this aspect of something that's bothering somebody, as an example. Yeah. But you have to be able to counteract that feeling inside of you, because you're getting defensive for a reason. Why are you getting defensive? Right. Don't just point a finger and say, oh, you said the wrong word. Yeah. It bothered me. Well, why did it bother you? Are you homophobic? Do you not like transgender people? So when they said that, it bothered you? Fuck, I don't know. But you have to be careful of that reaction.
I think the human condition, right? The brain, your brain is like the final frontier. You know, some people have said space is the final frontier. The ocean is the final frontier. I think your brain is, because on any given day, depending on your point of view, depending on your mood, depending on your diet, impacting your mood and your if you have a headache or not, did you have your caffeine, trying to wrangle what's in your own fucking head is probably the greatest challenge anybody has, right? Going back to talking about Taylor Swift real quick and my wife's defense of Taylor Swift, I said, you know what, babe, okay, all right, I'll give you this. So we should probably find that little redhead curly-haired fuck who grabbed your ass when you were working at St. Luke's, helping the woman who had just given birth, right? Do you want to file some charges? Should we take him to court? Should it be like multiple year type of a thing? We should probably do that, right? because it was wrong. If it's wrong, it's wrong.
So you're saying that why didn't you take care of it then, at that moment?
I'm just saying if it is such a horrible, deplorable thing, and you're like, goddamn right, Taylor Swift, you take that guy to court, you ruin his fucking life, even though we don't have concrete evidence. There's no picture from the backside showing him groping her ass. There's no witness showing that he groped her ass.
Well, let's say she had all the evidence she needed.
No, but what I was trying to get at was when somebody is really passionate about a point of view, and you flip that script and you try to put it in a different perspective. If you try to put somebody else in their shoes, and I'm like, all right, hon, you were groped. You were groped a couple times, not just once, by some curly-haired little fuck. Don't you think that's worse? It upset you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it shouldn't have upsetted you. I'm not saying it shouldn't have upset you.
Right.
But why didn't you go down this road? Why didn't you try to ruin his life? Why didn't you try to get him fired? Why didn't you try to do all these things? If it's that big a fucking deal and you're hooping and hollering for her, why didn't you stop him?
Right.
And wow, did that fucking piss her off. And she's like, gonna go to work now, goodbye. And it was an automatic shutdown. So to somebody like myself, I look at it, there's two different ways I can look at it, and I've tried to look at it from both sides. One, I had a point, and she didn't want to fucking acknowledge that point. Or two, that situation bothered her so much, she just wanted to put it behind her, which is totally valid also. But I'm just trying to, if you can take any circumstance, if you can take anybody who's being talked to a certain way or treated a certain way, and you're like, okay, well, let's really see, am I getting upset because of who it's being said to, or am I getting upset because of what is being said? Let's put different people in different positions. Let's move chess pieces around. All right, am I still upset? No, I'm not still upset. I'm not still upset because a girl came up to me and grabbed my ass and said, man, Matt, looking pretty fucking good today. You been working out? All right, let's flip the script. Matt walks up to a girl, grabs her ass, and said, wow, Kimberly, you're looking really good today. Have you been working out? Yeah. Everybody's upset about the second scenario. No one is upset about the first scenario. Teenage boy fucks high school female teacher. Hardly anybody is upset about that. Who's upset about that? Women. Flip the script. Girl has sex with older male teacher. Everyone is infuriated by that. But does it make sense? Does it does it intellectually make sense? No, it doesn't make sense, because we all want to say everybody should be treated totally equally. And that's just not the reality that we live in. The reality that we live in is that girls get treated differently than boys, period. And if you want to be on the side of everyone should be treated completely the same, always the same, every single time, then you should be a fucking champion for me when I get my ass grabbed, or you should be a champion for that boy when he fucks a older female teacher, the same as you would as if a girl got screwed by an older male teacher. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you can't find the same passion for all sides, then fucking think about, why are you getting this upset? Why? Does it make sense that you're this upset? Maybe you're fucking wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, you know? But I don't think people like to do that. But I think that's what they should do.
Well, I wonder, too, if Taylor Swift was starting out brand new as an artist and this guy had some kind of power over her.
He was a radio DJ.
Okay. I'm thinking more of like who's the guy who just got fired from Fox?
Kesha. I'm thinking of Kesha. Kesha had a contract with her producer, with her music label. That guy allegedly raped her or sexually assaulted her, and she wanted out of her contract. And then they had to go to court, and then they had to dredge all this shit up, you know.
Okay. I'm just wondering, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
That's okay. I just wonder if like the statute of limitations, if somebody has power over somebody else. I think that's where a lot of people get this different way of thinking about it, because they're saying men, because like you said earlier, men have a lot of power, and they have always had a lot of power. And so if Taylor Swift or Bill O'Reilly is your boss and he wants to grab your ass or something like that, and if you say anything about it, he fires you. So I think I sometimes wonder if it's people in power, and I wonder if that's a systemic of people not feeling like they can say things, so it's almost like a bleed over. So if your wife got her ass grabbed by some guy in the OR, is she gonna?
Not in the OR. She was in the room. She was in the room taking care of the lady post labor.
Okay. And so the lady's husband grabbed her ass?
I'm not sure if it was the lady's brother or the lady's son or just a relative. It was a younger kid, though. It was like a teenage kid.
So, I mean, yeah. So do you interrupt a beautiful birth and family gathering by calling the cops and holding this kid accountable? Or, I wonder if circumstances, it's obviously different than Bill O'Reilly, who's got power over you. This is just some kid in a room. But could she have done something? But would it have caused all kinds of problems? And so she's like, I'll just suck it up and take it. But it still lingers. So when she sees something like Taylor Swift, she goes, "Fuck, I wasn't in the same position, but I didn't feel like I could say anything." I wonder if that was similar like that.
No, and it's totally subject. I mean, I have no idea. I wasn't there. Right. I know about the times my ass has been grabbed. I know about the times inappropriate things have been said to me in a joking manner, lighthearted. There's never been an angry encounter where somebody's grabbed my ass and went, "Oh, you fucker." It's always been kind-hearted and laughable, right? Mm-hmm. It doesn't retract, it doesn't detract or take away from the fact that somebody else put their hands on me. But we're supposed to assume, and I do, and I just do it anyway. It's not like I'm losing sleep over it. But it is just assumed, well, you're a man, aren't you? Just fucking deal with it. But that's okay for me.
It's a double standard, though.
But it's absolutely a double standard, but it's okay with me because I do feel that way. I do feel like, yeah, let's fuck around. Let's have a little horseplay. Let's laugh and joke and carry on like a couple of nuts. But don't tell me that everybody should be treated the same, because, bitch, you don't treat me the same way as you feel I should treat you. Right? And I say bitch, but no one has actually argued this point. I've never gone up to that girl, that lady, or whoever and said, "Listen, that really made me uncomfortable." Right? I actually had a guy. Now, this is my personality, and again, I don't lose any sleep over it. But I was getting ready to go into work one day, and I had to stop. I had to physically stop at this barrier, right? Mm-hmm. When I stopped, the person behind me came up behind me. And in my feeling of the situation, he tilted his hips into mine.
Okay.
And then he leaned over me, and he goes, "Good morning, Matt." Now, again, do I think he was trying to assault me? No, I think he was trying to be funny. I think he was trying to make me feel uncomfortable. And all I did was this. But my good friend Tim, who I've brought up before in the podcast, was right there, and he said, "I guarantee you, if he would have done that to me, I would have been fired."
Oh.
Because I would have gotten really fucking hostile right fucking now. Well, let's put that scenario into our little microcosm of an argument here.
Right.
Would Tim have had the right to be upset?
Sure. That makes Tim uncomfortable. I think that's okay. I think maybe words are different than physical stuff. Do you know what I mean? The guy was doing all those physical things to make you feel uncomfortable on purpose, knowing you and what you were doing. Right. He probably wouldn't do it to Tim because he knows Tim, and Tim wouldn't like that. But I think it's okay to be upset with somebody, and that's how people get checked once in a while. Hey, listen, I know you're being funny. I don't think that's fucking funny, so don't do that to me again. And sure, we move on. You know,
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
kind of thing. But I mean, again, that goes back to the communication. You don't just stand there and go, "Oh God, I'm uncomfortable. This guy's being a real asshole." Don't say anything to anybody. Walk into your supervisor's office and go, "So and so just put his dick in my, up against my ass and was whispering in my ear." No, you stop and say, "Hey, listen, I know you're just fucking around,
But please don't do that.
but please don't do that anymore. It makes you feel really uncomfortable." And if the guy keeps doing it, then he's an asshole and maybe he should get fired. But you can still handle your own shit and say, "Listen,
I think that's part of what the problem is, that people don't know how to communicate.
Yeah. Oh God.
They don't know how to communicate effectively. I think people know how to bitch, right? I think people know how to jump the chain of command, instead of going right to their supervisor or actually, so a very inappropriate situation happened at my place of work where two men put hands on each other. Okay. Now, when I witnessed this, I was uncomfortable by what was happening. And later on in the day, one of those two guys called me and said, "Hey, I have a real problem with what happened this morning. Would you back me up when I go to management?" And I said, "You know what? There's two ways that you can handle this. And that's definitely one way. And yeah, I'm not going to lie about it. I like both of you guys. And in fact, that other guy is one of my best friends. But if you need me to, if somebody's going to ask me what happened this morning, I'm just going to tell them what happened."
Mm-hmm.
But that's definitely one way that you can handle it. The way I would handle it, which I would hope everybody would handle it in a way like this, would be find a time when you can talk to that person one-on-one. And you can say to that person, "Hey, by the way, what happened this morning? I don't know if you meant it to be a joke, but things got kind of out of hand, and I don't ever want that shit to happen again because it really bothered me." And again, that guy, the other guy, could handle it two different ways. He can either say, "Go fuck off, you little snowflake," or he can say, "You know what? I'm really sorry. I meant it to be a joke, and then it got out of hand, and one thing led to another. And then I found myself really regretting what I did."
Right.
Which actually, that's how it turns out. So the guy listened to me. He pulled the other guy aside, had a conversation. That's how it happened. And then even later on, even after work, the second guy called the first guy and said, "I just wanted to tell you again, I'm really sorry for what happened this morning. I just feel fucking sick to my stomach that happened. I thought it was going to be a funny thing, and then it did not turn out to be a funny thing. So again, I'm just sorry." Boosh.
Done.
Gone. Done.
No,
and both
no
people feel great.
legalities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both people feel great about it. Nobody was, management wasn't involved in it. Nobody lost their jobs. And it set better parameters for fucking around.
Right.
And
Yes.
you can't have, human beings are human beings. You can't have a working environment where it's so fucking sterile that you have to walk on eggshells around everybody, because that is the working environment that I don't want to be a part of.
Right. Well, but I think that's also something that we're trying to teach our kids. I was talking about swearing in front of my kids, and I do swear once in a while, but it's not like you. And
because you're horrible, Matt. And you know what? No, don't.
I don't think
I really want you
you're
to.
horrible.
I really want you to take a mental picture of what you want to say. Think about what you want to say. I'm going to give you couple seconds.
Okay.
Okay. Remember what you're going to say, because I don't want to derail you.
Yeah.
But my son just the other day said, "Oh, this friggin' thing." I go, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Well, I'm mad about this." So I said, "That friggin' thing, Dad. I didn't swear." I go, "I would rather you just fucking swear. Just say fucking thing." He goes, "What? Why?" I go, "Because it's the context of what you are saying."
That's what Denise Staples said, right?
Everybody knows what you mean. So don't put some flowery little bullshit word on it, some make-believe fucking bullshit word, and think that that's innocent now, because it's not. I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
So just say, and for me anyway, that goddamn fucking thing, I can't believe I busted my toe on that fucking table. Fine. That's fine. But don't think that you're pulling one over on the culture as a
Right.
as an entity, because we're losing the idea that context matters more than the fucking word matters. And now we're thinking that the word matters more than the context.
Right.
So when he goes, "Oh, that friggin' table hurt me. Oh, you poor little child. That's okay." Well, what did he mean? What did he really mean?
Right.
What he really meant to said was, what he really meant to say. But you're thinking it's cute because he put a stupid little crazy word on it instead of fucking.
Right. Well, and that was exactly what I was going to say. Was my kids were saying freaking, and I was like, don't say freaking. Say some other word. I didn't say please swear at me. I said find another word that you can use because we all know what that word is. You know what I mean? And so it's so funny that it was exactly the same kind of situation.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, it's totally the same. And I was like, so there's just no reason to say freaking unless you're just going to say it. I'd rather you not say the F word. I said, but if you say that word, I said, do I swear around you a lot? I was like, no, but I also don't hold back. So, sometimes my lady the other day dropped something in the pantry. She goes, God damn it, motherfucker. Like that. And you could hear it through the whole house.
Yeah.
And I started chuckling. And my kids go, why is that funny? I'm like, because she doesn't swear. I mean, come on. So it must have really bothered her. And can you handle it? It doesn't happen very often. And they're like, yeah. I was like, so she's just being silly because she dropped something and she's trying to get out the door and she's frustrated and she just says that. She's had a smile on her face. She doesn't care, but it's okay. It's not going to be the end of the world for you.
You know what? I would much rather people swear as children so that they know how to swear as adults. That's a lot more
context.
That's a lot more comfortable for me.
Yeah.
Than to listen to a grown ass woman who I'm thinking of in my head right now, who I work with, who can't swear. She I don't think she's even aware of the fact that she can't swear properly. It's like, hey, how's your day going? Oh, well, my boots are really tight. Fuck, fucking, fuck, fucker, fuck. Wait, really? You needed 7 or 8 fucks for that?
Really?
Couldn't you have just said my fucking boots are tight?
Is she around too many guys
Come
all day
on, just
long?
swear properly. You don't know how to swear. Why are you using that word like that? God, that just sounds uncomfortable.
Don't judge her.
It doesn't
Don't
even,
judge her. She
No,
can swear
I know
however
I
she
am. I'm going to
wants.
judge her. I'm going to judge her on her swearing ability. Her swearing ability sucks. It sucks, cock.
Ew.
That is. Well, don't say ew. That's a term. It's her swearing ability is terrible.
And it sucks a cock.
That sucks cock. That's a fairly, don't you think?
I do like that.
Yeah. See, don't go ew. Why do I keep having to redeem your man card?
You don't have to redeem my man card. I'm all over this man card. I'm going to look at my notes. I'm sorry. I just
All
want
right.
to look at my
You had
notes
some
really-
notes?
I did.
Todd
yeah.
was. You know what?
Oh,
Well, wait. No, I'm just gonna, Todd was somewhat prepared. I didn't even know he had notes today, which is unusual.
Well, you know what? One thing I did have
Are these
down-
notes that you've piled up over the 6 months that we haven't done a podcast?
Yeah, it's about 5 pages long. It's terrible. Just kidding. I think it goes back to, I was thinking about people thinking black and white. And my lady and I were talking about this too, because it doesn't allow, it goes right along with what we've been talking about, because it doesn't allow for other alternatives. It only allows for 2 alternatives. So if I think that everybody who is transgender, like you talked about, should be talked about in the right pronoun, period. And if you don't do that, you're wrong. Then that doesn't allow my thinking to have any room to grow or to adjust. It's this way or this way. And that's kind of a godlike way of thinking, that I have it all figured out. So I know right and wrong. You know, even internally, I know right and wrong and black and white. And so I'm going to live my life and then judge everybody else by that. And I think that goes along with a lot of the thinking that we're talking about today, whether it's on college campuses or on Donald Trump's tweets or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's that this is the way things are. It's black and white, and there's no wiggle room at all. Mm-hmm. You know, and certainly there are parts of society where that does fit. But most often, going back to what you said about human beings, we are so fucking different. Every minute we're so different that to hold everybody accountable for every little single thing that happens, and to associate yourself with the wrong or the right side or your, whatever, it doesn't allow you any growth. You're not going to change as a person. And I think that, like, I've talked about this before that you don't like, but this, like, therapy. Therapy doesn't give me.
I'm not saying I don't like therapy. I'm just saying from my history with therapy, it never gave me the desired outcome.
Gotcha. What therapy has done for me is therapy has shown me a different perspective. And so it's given me less black and white and more gray. And it's given me the freedom to go, I don't have it fucking figured out. I probably won't have it figured out. It's just me throughout my entire lifespan trying to adjust and trying to think openly about other people's perspectives, right? And I try to do that I try so hard to do that, but it's really hard because we have certain hardwired things that we think is right and wrong, or if somebody's wronged us,
Right.
It's like me trying to. The biggest thing for me is that challenge with my ex-wife. It's like one of those things where I'm like, okay, I've got to give some grace. There's a good word for you to this situation. I've got to be understanding. I have some things that I want to hold to that I think are important, but outside of that, I'm gonna give it some grace and some gray area and some wiggle room because I don't fucking have it all figured out. I'm a single parent too, kind of, and so I know the struggles of it. So I'm trying to be.
You're nowhere near a single parent.
Because I'm in a relationship.
You're nowhere near. Yeah,
well,
you have somebody that emotionally, physically helps you.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Saying?
I guess you're right. But I'm still co-parenting with my ex, and so it can be hard sometimes. And so I understand how it can be difficult. So you're right. I'm in a relationship, and I'm still trying to be a little bit more open to the situation that we find ourselves in. But I think that's what therapy does. Therapy kind of convinces you or helps you understand why you think the way you think, then it also allows you to give people some space to think the way they want to think. Because I've definitely had a therapist say to me, or my therapist has said to me, so you think you have it figured out and they don't. And I'm like, yeah, I do. I think I got it figured out. Huh, what's got you think, why do you think that you have it all figured out and they don't? And when I start trying to dig into that, I'm walking around on sand that's falling out from underneath me. I don't have anything to stand on because I don't have it figured out. And I can't even begin to think about where they're at or where their thinking is at or where they're at. Like you said, they could not have had their coffee that day and they're a real fucker. Yeah. And I had to interact with them, unfortunately. But that's just that situation. And I have to give them some grace and go like, okay, well, it must have been a bad fucking day. I'll just let it go, or I say to them, hey, listen, I don't know what's going on today, but that was really horrible thing you said to me. Don't appreciate that. And we're going to work together. So we got to find a way to get past it.
Yeah, we have to
handle. But like you, which I appreciate the stuff that you were talking about at work was that people being empowered to take some ownership for themselves. You don't just turn around and high heel it to the management or bitch about it with friends or all those other things. That's why I think therapy is such a good thing. Is that it gives me that time to go, oh, okay. So it takes pressure off me too. I don't have it fucking figured out. I thought I did. And it was causing me stress. It gave me expectations that were unrealistic. And now I can go, oh, okay, so I don't have it fucking figured out either. So I'm going to assume that they don't have it figured out either. And maybe we can find a space in between.
You know what I think is interesting is the idea that with everything that we were talking about earlier, that there's so much focus and emphasis and effort that needs to be applied to, or that people are asking to be applied to. Well, you need to call him, her now because, transgender, they've gone through the therapy, whatever. There's so much emphasis on how I need to react to and treat every different person out there. It's not just, it's not as easy as it used to be. Oh, I'm sorry, miss. I didn't realize it was Mrs. I'm sorry. That was about the extent of it, back in the day.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, miss. Oh, I'm sorry. No, Mrs. Oh, I didn't realize you were married. It was, I'm thinking like 1950s, Leave It to Beaver.
Right.
It's not difficult. You're a man. You're a woman. Are you married? Oh, you're single. Okay, that was it. That was all. That was the total thing that we had to worry about. No, it's Dr. Matt.
But
I'm sorry, doctor. But I mean, to get back to what you were just saying, which is we don't have ourselves figured out. And because we're being told that we need to put all of our effort into dealing with every single different person, I have to give a fuck. I have to care. I have to be compassionate. I have to use the right fucking pronouns. I got to use all these specific words to deal with that person. And by the way, whole new different requirements with that person and a whole different group of requirements with that person. I don't have time to fucking figure myself out.
But I think part of that's a really good point. But I think part of that is that you should be able to make the mistake, or not even a mistake, not know, and say, hey, man, good to see you. How are you? Hey, I'm a lady. Oh, I didn't know that you just changed genders. Cool. So what do I call you? My name's Susan now. Gotcha, Susan. I can call you a she. That's the easy. I didn't know.
Right, but
and then it's done. But,
it's
nobody reacts like that. It's
right.
like, oh, I didn't know you didn't. You're being insensitive about, and it's like it ramps up. I'm totally okay. Just like the Miss and Mrs., which is a great example of somebody saying, "Hey, listen, I'm gay. Don't use the term fag around me." Oh God, you're right. That's not okay to do that around you. I will be more aware of that. I can. That person is empowering me to change a little bit, which is okay. I don't mind making an adjustment for anybody.
Right.
But it's when it goes from, hey, listen, you did this, now you're this, and you're part of this group, and you're an asshole. That's when it gets really ugly and gross.
We're going to shut down debate. We're going to shut down your speaking.
Or somebody says, hey, listen, I didn't mean that. I realized when I said this, I could see how it could be interpreted that way.
Yeah.
But just so you know, I talk shit about all religions. Not just Islam, everybody. I don't think it fucking matters at all to anybody religion-wise. I think it's just it sucks humanity down to be religious, period. That's my point of view. It's not just about Islam. I've said it about Judaism and about the Old Testament and how fucking horrible God was in the Old Testament and how if that's the God you want to follow, good for you. That's fucked up, I talked about new Christianity and the new born again Christian stuff. I talk shit about that because I think it's detrimental because they want to put gay kids into camps and change them back to something that they're not. I said one thing about Islam right now, and that has turned into this fucking crazy storm at a college campus. And it could be somebody hardcore, anti-Semitic, whatever. They should be able to talk at a college,
right?
And they should have 0 people in the fucking audience. How's that for feedback?
Yeah.
A horn in somebody's ear, wah, wah, while somebody's talking. Does that say more about you than it does about him? Absolutely. Because I would sit, if I stood on a podium in front of in an auditorium and I was paid by the college to get there and there's fucking crickets playing because there's nobody in the fucking audience but two
Why would I come back?
Yeah.
Well, I still got paid.
Or part of me would be like, personally, I'd be like, I wonder what's not resonating with these people. What am I talking about that's not so great?
Well, so one of the you can check out any one of a ton of Ben Shapiro videos.
I want to see that one
on YouTube, and I'll definitely show you, Todd, when we're done with this. But there's one in particular that I really thought of as so he's doing a talk. Ben Shapiro's doing a talk, and people, before he even begins speaking, before he throws out any of how he feels about anything, there's a group of students that starts screaming and chanting, safe space, right? And he goes, I haven't even offended you yet. Can you wait till I offend you before you start with your whole rhetoric? Because right now all you're doing is you're not allowing freedom of speech. That's it. You have no idea what I'm going to say. I could be talking about economics. I could be talking about what's happening over wherever. But you have no clue of what I'm going to say. So wait till I've offended you. And then if you need to be in a safe space, whatever. But that's not really the point I was trying to make. The point I was trying to make was the more they interrupted him and stopped him from speaking, the more the crowd got angry who wanted to hear him fucking speak. And so you had individuals from the crowd standing up and they started threatening the people that were interrupting the talk. Now that is not safe space. You've just created a hostile environment.
Right.
You, the person that wants safety, has now instigated a fucking violent reaction from people. A little old lady stands up and says, shut the fuck up already. Please. Shut up and let him talk. I came here to listen to him talk. I have other things I need to do tonight. Shut the fuck up. And basically, Ben Shapiro had to, everybody, and then they came down in front and they blocked him.
They had the horn in his ear too, didn't they?
Not in this one video that I watched. I'm sure that's in a different video, but
it might have been a different person.
Could have been.
But I was just thinking,
I know they were doing that to Ann Coulter. Now I have in the past referred to Fox News and Coulter as terrorists.
Terrorists, yeah.
Because they're on a TV program saying it's the news and then spouting hateful things. I have said that, and I do not detract that. I still think that the news organizations, if it's not the who, what, when, where, why, how, 5 things, right, of reporting, and if you're just trying to get people worked up and afraid and hate-filled, you are a fucking terrorist. But I also feel like if you're going to go give a speech somewhere, people have to actively go seek you out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't want to be a part of that, then don't go to it.
Right.
Just like the fucking KKK thing that happens down in Iowa City once a year, whatever. I just choose not to go.
Well, and it's like Trump coming to town to talk to Cedar Rapids, at the Five
Just
Seasons
don't
Center.
go.
I just didn't want to go. And I know people who went that thought it was great. That just loved seeing this. I go back to the pomp and circumstance. This enormous American flag, and everybody, hugging and laughing, and there's a bunch of hot girls right behind the podium, kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Nothing gets me more worked up than a really hot Republican chick.
Some hot blonde with a "Make America Great Again"
Oh,
hat.
just like a really petite blonde. I'm trying to think of like the most visual, and then like cut off. Maybe like later she gets out of her
Trump stuff.
Her, what is it called? It's her suit dress. Her pant.
No, this gal was dressed like a redneck on purpose.
Oh, and then they.
You know what? I shouldn't say that. Maybe that's how she dresses.
Yeah, maybe. And then she gets in her 4x4, like, because then the whole Dukes of Hazzard Daisy thing jumps into my head, and I'm like, I'm really turned on by that. So I don't know. Power in advertising.
So why did you turn us into some big sexist pig fucking thing? I don't get it. Just kidding.
Because I'm a man.
I don't. I just. I mean, that's the whole point. I did not go down to listen to Trump because I just didn't think. I think I get enough from his tweets that I know what's happening.
I still
But
am
maybe-
just floored that you look at any of his tweets.
No, I see him come through my feed.
So
It's like entertainment.
You know what?
It's like
Fuck him.
entertainment.
Block him.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Trump. There you go.
That'd be funny. If
You.
you blocked him. Oh God, that'd be a riot. But he has to accept me first to block me. And I doubt he's accepted me.
Shit.
I follow him, but he probably doesn't follow me. Anyways, I don't. I choose not to be down there to be around it. But it makes me stop. It makes me stop for a second though, because maybe I should be more aware. Maybe I should be more aware of what
Maybe you go
he
and you
talks
listen.
about. Yeah, you just go and you listen. You don't have to agree with everything. What's funny though is now social media is so fast.
It's so fast.
It is fast. I saw something.
Marsupials do.
We need Doug Thompson on there.
Frankenstein never scared me. Marsupials do.
That's actually good. You
Because they're
practicing?
fast.
I just wonder if, with social media being so quick, I mean, like I said, is it Scaramucci was the name of that guy's name? And Trump calls him the Mooch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was within a week that he was already being parodied on TV.
Yeah.
And
So
I just wonder.
how
I
does-
wonder if because so what was it? What was happening is after Trump. Oh no, it was Morning Joe. Did you hear about the whole Twitter war with Morning Joe?
No.
Joe Scarborough is a Republican. Mika something or other, I forget her name. She is a Democrat. Her dad worked on Carter's administration, I think. I don't know all the ins and outs. Anyways,
Okay.
they're a good pairing back and forth. They go back and forth. I don't mind listening to their show. It's not too bad. But he is a Republican who thinks that this president is a buffoon, right?
Okay.
And so there's this huge Twitter war between Morning Joe and the president on TV. And so
Don't you think that's just for ratings? That's
no,
absolutely
they
just for
talk
ratings.
about why is the president of the United States tweeting about us? We are just a news show, and we're talking about things that are bothering us or things that we don't agree with. We never said he was a horrible human being, that he's a bad man. We're just questioning, how are you governing things? How is this working? You know, you've had 7 people now resign, and we're not even done with the first year of your administration. And these people are all quitting, or you're firing them one way or the other. And it just is surprising to me that we get in these wars back and forth, because I think it was Mika and Morning Joe who were like, well, president was in Cedar Rapids, and this is the next morning, and here's all the things that he said that aren't true. And they just went through clip after clip after clip of him saying, They said they didn't want to do it. They didn't, Obama didn't want the XL pipeline. I told you I was putting it through, and I signed a piece of paper that said that it's only made with American steel. It's just this rhetoric, right? And it's like, after that, all the steel is from China. So he went through all these things. He's just up there touting all the things that he's done, all these accomplishments that he's had. And they're just going through going, nope, we get our steel from here. Go to this article or to this thing or this. You can get all the stuff to see what he has signed and not signed, right? He shows everybody anyways when he signs it, right? So they're just saying these things are continuously not true. He's just saying falsehoods. And so
I like to call those lies.
Yeah, okay, lies. You can call them lies too. I'm just saying that. So it becomes difficult when you have social media turning things around so quickly and somebody's lying so continuously that the truth gets lost inside of there. And if you start bringing up those truths or what you think you're not sure is the truth or not, because I don't know where Mika got her information to say that what he said was a lie. And I'm not going to investigate it. I don't have enough invested in this fucking thing for me to go, okay, well, Trump said this, Mika said this. Let me see who's right. Do you know what I mean? It's just too much effort. And we're Americans. We don't fucking care. If it's not on our fingertips right now, we're not going to fucking waste our time.
Yeah.
We're instant gratification culture. So we're going to believe Trump or we're going to believe Mika, right? I mean, her show could be spewing lies too. I don't know. But it's just one of those things where social media just sucks us in so hard that we have to pick a side.
I think that's the biggest villain in all of this in today's culture is when people look back on this is going to be this era. It's going to be a remembered era of oh my God, that's when it really went bad. Oh my God, this is fucking crazy.
So do you think Trump is just an expression of where we're at right now?
Yeah, I think that he got elected because of the reaction that we have got. There's such a way far left example of how we're treating people, and oh my God, we're snowflakes and all this. I think that's like the uber left. It's so uber left of we need to care and respect and accept everybody that we're gonna say that with physical violent protests.
Right. It's okay to be so far left that we need to give all these people space and respect. That's okay. But it's not okay.
Then respect also my buddy Tim, who doesn't accept your fucking definitions of what's right. Accept that fucking person too. That is not a new thing. That is something that you, me, and my first wife. That's how I felt about you and my first wife. Was like, you guys are just spouting this whole. You need to accept everybody. You need to accept. Well, how about you accept my point of view? Have we thought about that?
Understanding on both sides.
Yeah,
so I agree.
And it's difficult to do on both sides. But just real quick, the top stories today: Korea and how to survive nuclear fallout. That should make your butthole pucker a little bit. But back to what I was saying with this is an era that will be remembered. The media and how and what Trump is saying and the lies that are being told and the fact that he's not being held accountable for fucking lies. Honestly, and this goes for any politician. This should just be a reality of politics. If you lie, you should be thrown out. That's what we should demand as Americans. That's what we should demand as citizens who are voting for people to represent us. You should at least tell us the truth. Oh my God. The fact that I even have to say that is ridiculous. But if we vote for somebody to represent us and they're lying to us, even if he says, yeah, I used blue toilet paper this morning instead of white. If that's a lie, what the fuck's wrong with you? Why are you lying about toilet paper? But you're not lying about that. You're lying about big things.
Right.
You're misrepresenting shit. And if you're going to do that, you should be impeached. Somebody else should be running this fucking country. I don't want you representing me because you're a fucking constant liar.
Right.
And I don't care if you're black, white, Republican, Democrat, lady, man. It doesn't matter. If you're a fucking liar, I don't want you representing me. Period.
Can't help old habits.
Old habits. It's been a long time since I've clapped.
It has been a long time since you clapped.
So
Anyways, I think
Sorry,
it's really, I think it goes back. We can wrap this part up. Is it all comes down to understanding and context. And if you were so against Obama that you swung for Trump, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe you need to stop and think about why you did that. Why was it that what did you hate so much about him? Was it his politics? What aspects of it were the ones that really bothered you? Because he was black, you can't handle a black guy being in there? Maybe that's something you have to work on long term. I don't know. But I mean, I just think that we have to be really careful about how hard we swing in politics. And I think Trump has been the best example of how careful we need to be. Because if you're not careful, you could be in for a world of fucking hurt. And I was not scared until you started talking about Korea today, because I've caught little things here and there about Korea.
You haven't heard about Korea then?
I know about him standing on a marble porch and watching the missile tests and things like that. But I haven't, I've heard about them being, intercontinental and things like that. So that scared me. But I didn't know that there was all these tweets happening that was ramping things up even worse. I didn't know that part.
Kim Jong-il has, am I correct? Kim Jong-il or Kim Jong-il
was his dad.
Okay. He has specifically said, we're doing this in retaliation to what Trump has said.
Mm. Well, I'm not protecting Trump, but I mean...
Right, but if it comes to fruition, if he does fire missiles...
But wasn't he always going to fire missiles? Isn't this just an excuse?
If he fires missiles towards Guam that have radioactive warheads, that he said he's going to put them in the water right beside Guam. If he does that, it's like an act of war.
Right.
You said, told you not to fuck with me, dude.
Well, listen,
and now you're fucking with me.
Do you think that's what it is? And listen, I'm not trying to give Trump any leeway at all. I'm just saying that if somebody's like, hey, don't you say the wrong word to me, because if you do, you start saying things that I don't like, I'm going to threaten you.
But
he's always been there waiting to threaten people.
Right. But we have now created sanctions. All these countries have signed sanctions against North Korea. So now it's really hitting North Korea, and it will. I mean, months from now, they're really going to be feeling it because their supplies are going to run out, things are like that, right? They won't be getting the imports that they were getting.
Oh, okay.
So if you're a dictator and your society and your culture is such that anything you do is supposed to be like the word of God, if you don't clap loud enough, you get put to death type of thing. Mm-hmm. If that's your culture, if that's what you've grown up with, if that's what you know, if that's how everybody treats you, and now your fucking supplies are getting cut off, and you're like, hey, bitch, I got nothing to lose.
Right.
My people are either going to starve out and you're going to ruin my fucking country, or I'm going to fire some fucking nukes at you because I'm going to tell you I'm not fucking around.
Right. Or you're a population that says he doesn't know any different. And so they're like, okay, we'll go to war. This guy is sanctioned by God to be our leader. But you're going to go against him?
I think there's never been a more legitimate threat to, I told you not to fuck with me.
Think so.
Why would you fuck with me? I have these nukes specifically because you all have been fucking with me. This is my country, and I'll do what I want with it. Whether it's war crimes or crimes against humanity, fuck you. I'm the dictator. You have no say over what I do in my country. And now you are. And now you're doing sanctions against me. And now you're impacting my people. And now you're impacting me. So guess what? Boop.
Fuck you.
That's why this is the whole reason I have a nuclear program, is because eventually you all were going to tell me what to do. Right? If you, again, flip the script. If every country in the world put sanctions against the United States, and all of us started feeling the effects of it, whether it was lines at the grocery store, running out of food, no jobs, high unemployment, other bullshit that we import from other countries. We can't get blue jeans. I mean, think of all the shit that comes in from other countries.
Yeah.
No electronics. Oh my God. Ah! Right? No iPads. Ah! No parts for our cars to assemble here.
Right.
If all that shit slows down to nothing or a trickle, wouldn't you want some drastic measures as an American people? Wouldn't you expect your leader to respond in a way? And if your leader said, if you do this, I will fucking bomb you. If he didn't follow through with it, wouldn't you think he was a big fucking chump? Are you really willing to call his bluff?
It's really hard when you start rattling sabers. It's tough. I mean, that's why they call it that. That's what they call it that.
Right?
You can't just fuck around. You pull a sword out for a sword fight. You're just going to make noise with it, or you're going to fucking use it. I mean, that's the scary part.
And that's why I think that, along with what we said before, is going to be like a defining moment in human history of what's going to happen right now.
Ooh, I just thought of a conspiracy theory. What if Trump did all this on purpose to get into a war so that he can stay being president, and so it'll push him into a second term? Because if you remember the last House of Cards,
I didn't watch the last House of Cards series.
Okay, so I've gone through the fifth season is really good, but the end of the fourth season, when he and his wife both look into the camera and go, "What unifies a country? War." So they're planning on starting a war.
Oh Jesus, I didn't even see that season. I must not have even seen that.
Yeah, that was season number 4.
The last thing I saw was her like rebelling against him. The wife wanted a certain position.
Yes.
And then he's like, all right, I'll help make it happen. She got it, and then she looked like a fool, and then she had to resign.
Yeah, into season 3 was when she became vice president. And they run...
What? She became vice president?
And they run as a team in season 4. You got to watch it. It's so good. Anyways, at the end of the 4th season, they look at the camera and they say, how do we make sure that we get this win? They both look at the camera and go, war. Like, this is what keeps people in line. And so I wonder, like, you know, what's easier? I mean, North Korea is probably the most unsafe, you know, reactionary country that you want to fuck around with. You know what I mean? Pakistan and India are really bad when it comes to nuclear relationships, so to speak. They both have them. They always say that's like a, you know, what they call a powder keg, just waiting to go off, those two countries. Mm-hmm. Well, Shane Smith on Vice has done tons of stuff on that. It's incredible documentary stuff. But I just wonder why you would saber rattle with somebody who's unhinged. Who's just, you know,
but
if you know somebody's fucked up.
But when you say unhinged, you make it sound like he's mentally unstable. It's not that he's mentally. It's
you don't
to
think
me,
that you being God. I'm God. I've been placed here. My family's been placed here. We run the country. I shit golden eggs.
Hey,
and my
what
dad
makes it any more crazy than us being born into a Christian society, thinking this is the only way to be? And Muslims,
but don't you think
over in the Middle East, growing up, going, well, this is we grew up this way. This is the way it needs to be. This is a reality. This is Muhammad, right?
Oh, so
those Christians are all fucked up. This guy grew up from a baby. My father, he's the man, and now I'm the fucking man, and everybody bows down to me. There are no celebrities. I'm the one celebrity.
Right.
I'm it. You know, my dad was it, and now I am it. And that's all I've ever known. And all I've ever known is that everyone else in this world is fucked, and I'm it.
And that's not a mental disorder because it's how he's grown up.
That's all he's ever been exposed to. So why would he think any other way?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. But I think it can still be easily said, though, that he is... You know,
why?
What do you call it when somebody is so self-centered?
Trump.
No. What's the mental thing they talk about with somebody is so it's not a
sociopath?
Sociopath. I mean, he's clinically a sociopath because he thinks that way. No, I totally agree with you that there's a reason.
I apologize if we got the wrong word.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what we're talking about.
There's a reason why he's a sociopath. He was raised that way to be that thing. Don't you agree? So, I mean, I totally understand what you're saying, and I agree with it. But inside of it, he's a sociopath because he believes that everything revolves around him. He's never known anything differently. I totally agree with you. But it's still a mental disorder, and to think that you're ever going to change that. That's why I think Bush and Obama did actually a pretty good job of just kind of like going, oh, fuck. Let's get some padded room ready. Let's just kind of see if we can manage this guy. Because we know if we start fucking poking him, he's going to fucking go off.
Oh,
so let's just do everything we can to kind of placate all the countries around him, keep things kind of safe, tow down certain areas, not worry about other areas, and be political about it because we know the other side of this. you know? And I think that, you know, that's when you have a person like Trump come in and go, fuck, I'm the shit. It's the same thing as this guy. Hey, what I say goes. Sorry, man, you don't like it? Fuck you. You gonna bomb us? Oh, give it a try. We got the greatest military in the world. Got the greatest, you know, military machine anybody's ever seen. So go ahead, fucking poke us and see what happens. And then, I mean, then throw in egos. Oh, really? Okay, well, I'm not bowing down, so I'll fucking launch something at Guam. I mean, I just feel like it goes back into the human condition. I feel like we have a theme going on, even though we talked about 1,000 different things. Right. It goes back to that human condition. Where are you at? You know, is Trump's ego so big and so delicate that he can't stop and go, fuck, this could cost lives.
Yeah, there's no winners here.
Yeah, a nuclear bomb goes off in Guam or North Korea, we're all going to fucking have the effects of the radiation that's involved, right? Is anybody stopping and thinking about that at all? Or is it all about the ego?
There's going to be some serious casualties. If he launches to Guam, who knows? What if that creates a tsunami? You know, what if it floods fucking Guam? What if the reaction of shooting into the waters is a blast that creates something that comes back on the United States or goes back on Japan or something like that? I mean,
and everybody just keeps taking sides. Hey, I told you I was going to fucking do it if you kept on pushing me. It's your fault it happened. So, I mean,
in a way, honestly, I almost have to side with the North Korean guy. That is controversial. That is maybe the most controversial thing I've said today, right?
Yeah, the ass grabbing is nothing compared to that.
Yeah. Well, let me try to back it up here for a second. What does he do on a daily basis that impacts me? What has he been doing against me?
You as a person?
Yeah. What has he been doing against the American people as a whole? What has he done against any other country as a whole? How much of an impact does North Korea have? None. It's the threat of what they might do, right?
Or the planning and plotting of what he might do. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's flip the script. Every time you do something like this, you should flip the script.
I like this flip the script thing.
You flip the script. What if France or Russia or all these other countries go, you know what? The United States, they don't have really any impact at all on us, but they're trying to develop a certain type of weapon. We don't like who Trump is. Well, let's create some sanctions. Who the fuck? What gives you the right to tell us what we can and cannot do in our country? What gives you the right to say that we can't develop a weapon to defend ourselves? What gives all of you the right to starve my family? What gives you the fucking right?
Is it on perspective?
It's the exact same fucking thing. None of us agree with Kim Jong-un, right? Is that?
Yeah.
Nobody agrees with it. Nobody agrees with the fact that he's a dictator. Nobody agrees with the fact that some American went over there and did some bullshit and came back and died. Nobody agrees with this stuff. But besides that, what has he done? What is he doing to us? And the idea that he hasn't really done anything to us, it's not like he's Saudi Arabia, that the 16 out of the 18 fucking terrorists on 9/11 came from Saudi Arabia, not Iraq, not Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia. He hasn't sent any terrorists to bomb a fucking building like Saudi Arabia did.
Right. What would have more of an impact on you? And I'm thinking, I will get to your big picture, which I like. If somebody comes to you and goes, hey, I believe in Jesus Christ as our Lord and Savior. When you say God or Jesus Christ, what the hell's going on? You cannot say those things. It really offends me.
Okay, Snowflake.
Feelings. Right. So you're going to be, so what my first thought is,
because it's words, because it's a sound wave, because it physically doesn't hurt you.
So what I'm saying is that, is your God, is this all-empowering, all-encompassing thing so shallow and weak that I can't say a word that it somehow diminishes that God that is so great? That seems contradictory to me.
Yeah.
It seems the same exact way. Why are we as America the greatest country power-wise has ever been around?
We're the powerhouse.
We're the powerhouse. We run everything pretty much.
We're not the greatest. We're just a powerhouse.
Right. Why would we be worrying about this gnat? We're giving this gnat the attention and the validity that it doesn't even fucking deserve. Now, listen, that could be counteractive because they have nuclear weapons. I understand that. But when you give the little noisy brat on the playground all the attention,
Right.
and the big kids are going, ha, this fucking kid, you know, and then so now he is getting all the attention that he wants. You know, if we dismissed him, or like, okay, you're a nuisance, we're gonna keep our eye on you because you're a fucker and you're gonna, you know, you're gonna threaten countries around you and stuff like that. We're not gonna give you all the focus that you're just desperate for. You're a little fucking country.
But I want to understand something because I think things like this get said on news agencies and talk shows. When you make statements like he wants that attention, really? What the fuck does Kim Jong-un, what does he want? Has anybody said, what do you want? What would make you happy? Go ahead and develop your nuclear weapons, but what is making you so fucking angry? What do you want? Okay, because you're a grown-ass man. You want to continue keeping your people healthy so that they can adore you and worship you, whatever.
How about Hitler? You run the world.
But is I don't know if that's him. I don't know if you can't say that he's Hitler because he hasn't invaded any other countries.
Sure.
So what do you want? Has anybody asked? What makes you so angry? Why are you so fucking pissed off? If all you want is nuclear weapons to defend your country, I can't say anything bad about that. I would want a big bad fucking weapon to defend my country. All of Americans, almost every American wants to have there's more guns in America than there are people. Okay? So we should be able to identify with the fact that we want to defend ourselves. Okay? So what is it that he wants that we're like, no, sir. We cannot allow that to happen. That's fucking evil incarnate. So what is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is that he's trying to develop nuclear weapons. Why? Because he probably doesn't want to get pushed around like a little bitch. That's all I have.
That makes sense. I mean, it makes sense. I just wonder if giving him the attention he so desperately wants.
What you keep saying that? What do you mean the attention? He's not begging for attention.
Oh, I think getting caught up with Trump is like, oh, hey, this can really drum things up.
I think he's sitting in his country going, wait a second, who did I allow access to Twitter? First of all, I'm gonna kill you later. But who's saying what to me? Because I'm the shit. Everybody worships me. Who? What did he say? Oh, that I won't follow through with this? Okay. Keep it up, smartass. Here we go. Because all I know is that he wants to develop nuclear weapons. That's it, for himself. There's no other thing. There's no manifesto. There's no, oh, by the way, Jews are evil. There's nothing that link him to Hitler. There's nothing to link him to this idea that he wants to take over the world. There's only one idea, that he wants to develop nuclear weapons. And if I'm wrong, please leave it in the comments below. I would love to be educated. But
yeah,
I hear the
word dictator. Maybe that's why it's such a quick association.
Sure. But it doesn't mean that he wants to take over the world.
Right.
And I don't agree with his politics of his own country. But I don't live there. And who am I to tell you what the fuck to do with your country? Because I don't agree with the shit that goes on in my country.
I think the uniqueness, though, is that you do have the opportunity to talk shit about the president there. If you don't cry hard enough, you're killed.
Well, that happens in Russia, too.
It does? Just kidding. I'm joking.
So does that mean we're going to bomb Russia?
No, they're our
Again,
friends.
flip the fucking script. No, they're not our friends. They've only agreed with... They actually did sign off, though, on this sanction against North Korea. It was unanimous.
I bet they elected their leader to our country, so I'm sure they assigned it.
This is sarcasm. This is sarcasm, everybody.
Is there anything still happening with that? About
With
Trump
what?
and the Russia thing?
Sure.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I really just got to get on more things.
The FBI actually just raided somebody's house associated with Trump, whether it was his son's house or his son-in-law's place. Which is funny because they go, the FBI can raid anybody's house. There actually doesn't have to be anything illegal. They don't have to have... There could be an idea of something illegal happening, but they don't have to have proof that anything illegal is happening. But they can raid anybody's house. That's what the response was to, wait a second, they raided whose place?
What I think is interesting is that they're saying that Trump had discussions with Russia, or his son-in-law had discussions with Russia, and you know what? They just don't know how politics work. They just didn't know that that's how things work. That you don't do those things. And so my first thought is, okay, I'll give that some credence. Then why are you fucking president if you don't know how shit works?
But you and I don't know how shit works.
But I don't want to be fucking president.
If I was, but remember we were joking around that I should run for president. Remember that?
That wasn't. I didn't think that was a joke. I was all in.
But the system is written in such a way, it's created in such a way that really only people that are lawyers and really study government can understand how government works. To understand how a bill is created, to read a bill and go, oh, I got it. I totally get it. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't know how that all falls. I wouldn't be able to read a whole bill and go, okay, this is pork.
But dude, you are smart enough. You would say
you would have to dumb it down. You'd have to put it in plain English. You can't put it in lawyer speak, which is a completely different language.
But you would surround yourself with the people that could help you interpret that, wouldn't you?
Which Trump did.
But they all just follow his line. They all just follow what he wants to do because he's still making poor choices.
Yeah. Well,
if you were president and you said, "Hey, I need you to come in and help me decipher all this crazy bullshit," right? You and I are still friends, so I'd be like, "Well, this is what this says, and this is what this says," and you go, "Oh, I'm going to do this." That's not what that says. You sure you want to do that? That's kind of fucking dumb. You don't think that I would hold you accountable? You would still make a decision on your own, I guess, but you would surround yourself with people who are not just yes men, right?
I don't know.
I don't think you would.
I don't know.
That's why I think you're smart.
I don't necessarily agree with who he chose for his cabinet, but I also don't know who I would want in that position for cabinet.
Well, my favorite thing was that Rocky will get a kick out of this. He made a big deal about how Trump's not bought. Trump's not bought by anybody. He's his own person. And I'm like, fucking Goldman Sachs are now running things. The oil companies are running things.
You don't think he's benefiting from that at all?
I was like, what the fuck? You don't think there's no cash flowing back into the Trump empire that's benefiting him?
You might as well just have the old guy who was like the living dead. Who was that during the Bush eras?
Dick Cheney?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, God. Don't you remember that? When Jon Stewart, whenever he talked about him, the dun, 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 would play. He called him Darth Vader because he came back from the dead, had no heart.
Why is it that we all know this shit? Why is it that we all feel this way, yet we all go, eh?
You're right. Because it doesn't impact us personally. It doesn't impact us.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Trump's a liar. Our president is a liar. He lies about the little shit and he lies about the big shit. Nah.
I saw a Jon Stewart for president t-shirt at Reagan the other day. So I think people still I miss his mockery of things. I miss his mockery of Obama, about him being touted as the sacred son of whatever, being the first black president, all these things, and going, he's still going after whistleblowers pretty bad, just like Bush did. I liked it when he still, the greatest thing ever was when Trump announced his presidency, Jon Stewart was still on air. And it was just, I just like laughing at the hypocrisy of it all. It's enjoyable. Even on the Democratic side.
I don't want politics to be enjoyable.
You don't?
I don't want them to be entertaining. I want to know that the person that is making decisions for me and my family and the welfare of my country, is articulate, is smart, has thought about things, cares about people, like truly cares about what's happening in Africa or what's happening against the Palestinians or what's happening against the Jews or what's happening all over the world. I want my president to care, but I also want somebody who's like, well, I'm not going to make everybody happy, and I legitimately think this is the best course. That makes sound decisions. I do not want a president who tweets. I do not want a president who Instagrams or Facebooks or does any of that shit. There's so much going on that he should just focus on being a president.
But you've hired a businessman who's business.
I'm just telling you what I want.
Yeah. And we've got the opposite of that. I mean, to think that he wasn't pro-business when you hired him is fucking crazy. He's a pro-business guy. He is going to find every little way that he can make money. So he's going to find every way to make...
But doesn't that change doesn't that slant your opinion of him immediately, that he's only going to do what's best for him because of his business practices in the past? Like, you look at him as the guy who was like, you're fired. Right? There's no other way to take Trump as a big fucking spoiled brat, single child type of a guy. I'm the best. I'm the Trump, right? I got my name on fucking buildings.
I'm the Donald.
I'm the Donald. And now you're going to be president. It's almost impossible for anybody who doesn't like him or wants to think of him critically and go, yeah, he's pretty awesome, But do you feel like you honestly give him a fair shake? Do you really, truly feel like you give him a fair shake?
All I can say is that when it all happened, and it really was vitriol when he got elected. I have lots of friends who are like, I've never heard more, I'm going to leave this country kind of comments.
Yeah, but did they?
No, of course not. But I'm just saying that I never saw so much vitriol afterwards. And so my first thought was, okay, I need to wait this out. I'm not going to make a judgment off of somebody being elected. They haven't even done anything
right,
yet.
Sure. Let him do his thing.
Yes, and I'm more, I heard lots of Republicans and Democrats all saying the same thing. A lot of people on the left saying, okay, he's in, let's see what happens, kind of thing. And so I feel like I gave him that leeway to begin with, that he was the anti-establishment, that kind of thing. But right away, it was going the opposite of what I thought it was. Now, not all some of it was the opposite of what I thought because it just was the opposite of my politics. Mm-hmm. But a lot of it was the opposite and just like being a decent human being. I had a hard time with the making fun of the physically homeless, or not homeless guy, but the physically disabled guy. That bothered me, to mock somebody. There were little things like that, but I was still trying to give him some leeway. But then, like you said, with just this kind of consistent lying, I just associate it back to a junior high kid. They're just trying to make friends. They're just trying to get along. What can I say to placate everybody? These people elected me. What can I do to elect them? I'm going to talk about no transgender in the military. I'm going to talk about
the wall.
I'm going to do all these things. Right. It seems very simple-minded. It seems very egotistical. It seems very simplistic is only the word that pops in my head. It's just kind of like surface, how can I make everybody happy? Or the illusion that everything's working good. But now I'm the leader of the whole entire government of the United States. I run the free world. I can pretty much do whatever the fuck I want. So my daughter's going to be in the cabinet. My son-in-law is going to be in the cabinet.
He's definitely making history.
Yes.
By doing what he's doing, right?
It's the epitome of cronyism. It is the epitome of it. Cronyism with me being president, me going, hey, Matt, I know you don't know fuck about all this stuff. You're my man. I'm putting you in charge of all this stuff. And you going, I got nothing to lose. I'll do my best.
But doesn't that happen all the time? I don't want to vilify somebody for shit that happens all the time. You know what I mean? Hey, I want you to be the ambassador to Norway. Really, what fucking qualifications do they have to be the ambassador to Norway? Well, they helped me out in last campaign.
Right.
I think that shit happens all the time. Do I have proof that it happens all the time? No. I apologize. It's just my feeling. It's my gut feeling. I feel like it happens all the time. So I want to try to stay as open-minded as I can. But when he does say or tweet or do something that's so childlike, or you obviously catch him in a lie, or you just listen to him for 10 seconds. I used to really hate Bush for how stupid he sounded. Now, I know I sound stupid sometimes, and I fuck up my words, and I don't remember what I was supposed to say, but I also don't have anybody writing my speeches for me. If I had somebody writing speeches for me and all I had to do was read them off the motherfucking teleprompter, I would own Bush. I would own him.
Well, I remember Dennis Miller, I've said this before, that he was always scared to watch Bush talk because he said it was like a drunk walking on ice. You just knew something horrible was going to happen. And I thought that was like the best one-liner ever.
But Trump makes George Bush look like Clinton.
Yeah.
I think Clinton was one of the most well-spoken presidents of my time.
Yeah.
period. Whether you liked his politics or not, whether you liked the fact that he ruined America by signing NAFTA or not, bad choice, Bill. But he was one of the most well-spoken presidents of our time. Bush looks really good compared to Trump.
I would put it up there with Reagan, even Obama was an incredible speaker.
I don't think Obama was. I really hated his cadence. It really bothered me.
See, I wasn't thinking so much of his cadence. I was just thinking of his content. I thought his speeches were really, really well
Content
written.
was probably good.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand his cadence of speech.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny is that's an easy thing to parody too.
The cadence?
The cadence, yeah, because was it Keenan Peele on Comedy Central did Obama and then Angry Obama behind him. Did you ever see those?
No.
Fuck. It was the one, I think it's Peele, who's kind of the stockier, shorter guy, is the regular Obama. And he's sitting there talking, doing the cadence and everything and saying, you've got to YouTube it, because he's like saying, well, my hope is that we can, do A, B, and C and all that. And then the other part of the comedy team's behind him going, motherfucker, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? He's pacing back and forth. So it was Obama and it was angry Obama behind him talking like an angry black man. And it is a fucking riot to watch that. Because it makes you think.
That's really offensive to me.
It makes you think of and it's not just Obama, but it makes you think that we all have this persona we present.
Yeah, sure.
And we think, okay, this is how I'm going to present myself as presidential. I'm going to assume behind the scenes we're fucking bitching and complaining like we all do, right? We all put a good mask on when we need to. But it made me think more about the idea of whoever's in that office has got a job to do that is so fucking hard. And I feel like Trump did it to see if he could do it. And all of a sudden was like, oh, okay, we're in now. I didn't think this was going to happen, but we're in. And then thought, okay, so now what do I have to do to make this legit, or try to make this legit as best he could? Because I think he was legitimately caught off guard that he fucking won the election. I think so.
I don't.
You think it'd be different if Clinton was in office? What do you think it would be like right now if Clinton was in office? Do you think it would be the same thing?
The thing that scares me is that I think anytime anything important is happening, we get distracted with the bullshit. Monica Lewinsky, we're getting distracted with transgender bullshit. I almost feel like life is too easy for us. And I know Joe Rogan talks about this. Life is too easy. Food is too easy to come by for us all. Because if World War III did happen, we would not be giving a fuck about insignificant little things that distract us from the main issue. And the main issue is that we are not getting along as a world government. We have a lot of bullshit that's happening. Nobody wants to talk about the 17 or the, however many trillions of dollars that went missing from the Pentagon the day before 9/11 happened. Donald Rumsfeld got up, gave a news conference, press statement saying trillions of dollars are lost now. We have no idea where they're at. And then the next day 9/11 happens, and the area just so happens of the Pentagon, that the accounting area that was going to look into this gets bombed. It gets destroyed. And we've never spoken about it again.
And we've never spoken.
We've never spoken
about it
again.
It just sounds funny. Sorry.
Yes. But we have all these stupid, silly distractions, and we don't focus on what really matters. Does it really matter? Is my life, am I going to fall apart and die? Am I going to have a physical reaction to somebody who said she instead of he? My daughter has a short haircut, and when we go out to dinner at night, almost every night because we don't cook, we have people that say, oh, hey, boys, because I have two boys and my daughter, and they all look like boys. Why? Because my daughter wanted to have a short haircut. Does she fall apart? Does she stay up at night? Does she cry herself to sleep? No. We had a conversation the other day. It was you and your lady, and me and my lady, and I said, listen, if my son is sitting right now, and my son was sitting right next to me, if he's listening to a rap song and it says nigger in it, he's singing it. And nobody bats an eye. Nobody gives a fuck. But if somebody walked over and pointed at my son and called him a little nigger to make him feel terrible, I would want to punch his fucking teeth in. It's about the context of what's happening. And we've lost that because we're all life is so easy. Life is so easy. Let's focus on the bullshit that's happening instead. And let's get distracted away from the presidency and what's really happening in the world. Where's all of our tax money going? Why do we have so many people incarcerated in the United States? Why do we have privatized prisons? Why are people making money off the fact that they're putting human beings in cages? We're not focusing on any of the stuff that really matters. Why aren't we putting more emphasis on a family? Why aren't we focusing on those things? How are we treating other people? How are we creating jobs? How are we keeping people out of criminal activities? What's our relationship with France? What's our relationship with the USSR? Well, is it the USSR anymore?
No, it's not. But that's okay. I know we know what you meant. I think it goes back to what you said, I think a long time ago, which is we need to fuck. Trying to think of what it just slipped right out of my head. It was really good too. Probably.
Well, if it was something I said, I'm sure it was. Really
probably
good.
A lot of sponsors would have signed on if I had said that. You were saying Russia. Say what you're talking about just again. I'm sorry.
I mean, we should focus on the things that matter. Our relationships with France, our relationships with Russia, our relationships with are we bringing jobs into the country or not? Does that spark anything for you?
It's a goner, man. Fuck.
That's all right. That's all right.
It's okay. It happens once in a while. I did want to say one thing. You and I started this podcast a long time ago thinking about why do we, what's so great about Cedar Rapids, right? And I've had a point.
Oh, that was the very first one, yeah.
And I had a point. My lady and I have gone to CSPS, downtown Cedar, Newbow Market in Cedar Rapids. And the Legion Hall, the Legion Arts there, the CSPS Hall, they have a lot of art exhibits and things like that I've seen with my kids. But they also have a concert hall there. And I was there once about 5 or 6 years ago to see a concert that was really kind of unique and different. But I've been there twice in the last 3 weeks to see more like independent indie music, and they are fucking phenomenal. It makes you wonder kind of like who dictates who's popular and who's not popular, or who gets a record contract and who doesn't. But I saw these guys, was it Tuesday or Wednesday night this week, Miles Nelson and the Rusty Hearts was the name of their band. And I'll try to put it in context. So it was like the Lumineers and Tom Petty, if they were mixed together. His voice is kind of Tom Petty-ish, but they have an awesome fucking guitar player, really good. Bass player is awesome, drummer is awesome, but then they have a guy who played piano, saxophone, clarinet, and something else. And then
one guy played all those.
The one guy played all those things. He kind of did, lots of. I mean, when he had a baritone saxophone, and there was one part where he was just like going, womp, womp. He was just playing background music for stuff. So, but he also played piano, a bunch of other stuff, and the lead singer was really, really good. And you go to something like that, and you're like, how are these people not more popular? Because I can be picky. I saw somebody there a couple nights ago, a woman singer-songwriter. She stood up there with a guitar, and she had a slide guitar player with her, and it was good. But I was like, oh, it was good. I liked it. But these guys were like fucking phenomenal artists. And I was like, wow, how can we, and it was $14 a ticket. And it was like maybe half full. Wasn't even that full. I was like, I wonder how you can get more people to a venue to find out more stuff and see what's happening around Cedar Rapids. Cause I feel like people are missing out on the arts. That's what I think. I think that doing this is kind of art in a way of us expressing ourselves and putting ideas out there in a different medium. But I just wonder how people can get lined up to hear more about the music. I mean, the McGrath Amphitheater is good because it shows lots of people there and we get a lot of promotion for it. But CSPS doesn't seem like it has a lot of promotion. Maybe that's on their fault. But how can you find a place where you can, like a one-stop shop of where you can find out what's happening, what's going on here, what's going on there, what are restaurants nearby? Because it's the first thing my lady's like, hey, we have that concert tomorrow night. Where do you want to go eat? And I was like, I don't know. She's like, oh, you want to go to Cobble Hill? Do you want to go to White Star? She's thinking of all the cool places in Cedar Rapids. And I was like, oh, we could do that. And I was like, oh, how about the Pig and Porter? Have you been there? Have we been there yet? She's like, oh, no, we haven't. It's like, okay, let's go there. But we had to sit there and think about it.
Right.
And we're aware of what's around. What if you're sitting in bed going, hey, we're going to go out tonight to go to dinner, to see a movie. Where should we go out to eat? And you're like, oh, well, there's Chili's and there's Applebee's on Blair's Ferry. This is you, by
Right.
the way. This is you talking.
Oh, this is me. Okay, thank you.
I mean, but if you don't know, how do you know what to choose from?
You know, I
right?
just I told you that I just bought a car.
Yeah.
Bought a car recently. Everybody, it was a very stressful. Let's get away from the negative stuff. Can we do that? We're gonna shift. This is the shift.
That was my plan.
Did a good job. All right. So I bought a car recently, and it was very stressful. It was very stressful. One of the ways I'm going to know that I've made it in life is I'm going to be able to go to a car dealership. I'm going to know exactly what kind of car I want. I'm going to walk in. I'm going to say, I want this car. I want this model, this year, this color. These are the options I want. Make it happen. I'm going to write a check, and then I'm going to drive off. That's when I know I've made it as a person. I don't know why. It seems really, really stupid thing.
As a business
But I'm
person.
42 years old, and I've never been able to do that. I think that's a rare thing to be able to walk in and say, this is exactly what I want. It's a big purchase. This is exactly what I want.
Well, you
Anyway.
have power.
Yeah.
It gives you power.
So I recently did that, and when you have limitations on you, you forget. Well, it's a good reminder of just where your power ends.
Mhm.
Like what your limitations are. I'm like, I need all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. I need something that's less than $17,000, and I want something that's got relatively low mileage. That takes your options from limitless to, oh, I got 7 vehicles. That's great. Now, how do I fit all 5 people in my family? So anyway, back to what you were saying, what that kind of reminded me of when you were saying this, of like figuring out, where to go, restaurants, blah, blah, blah. We've done couples night. We've gone out as couples for the last few weeks.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That was Todd's idea. But when you were saying, it would be good to be able to know what's around you. When I've gone to car dealership websites, it always is the same thing. Click your options. Click what you want to view. And then these are the results. And that would, I think, be kind of a cool thing for Cedar Rapids or any area. This is my zip code. I would like to go to a place that has these types of things that are being served. Does it have live music? And does it have like a pool table or something that you can physically do besides just sit at a table and stare across at one another?
Well, it's like a filter you see on like Google Maps.
Yeah.
You can type in different things. It'll keep adding things to the map to see what's around you. So if you can go to a place that just had Cedar Rapids or the corridor, so to speak,
Right.
and you could click on restaurants and all the restaurants pop up, and you can click on concert venues and all the concert venues pop up, or you're like, don't worry about fucking dinner.
Somebody's like, yeah, that's MapQuest, douche.
I'm going to click off on restaurants and just see live music because I'm going to eat dinner at home. You could adjust things to kind of fit what you're looking for. And if you're like, fuck, we got nothing going on this weekend, fucking clicking everything, let's just see all the shit that's happened. Oh, there's a farmer's market in the morning. There's this, and
Right,
that. I mean, you could just see everything that's taking place. It'd be awesome to have a filter of some sort for Cedar Rapids, the corridor kind of area of what's going on. Because we have our favorites. Wig and Penn's always a good place to go when you're in Iowa City. White Star is one of our favorite things. But again, that's one thing, not one thing. There's lots of things I like about the woman I love. But what she likes to do is she likes to have fun. She likes to, oh, stop. She likes to go out and have fun. So whether it's us and the kids, or it's she and I together, or it's us and you guys.
Right.
She's like, what can we do? So that's why she's doing stupid shit like, hey, let's do a book club. I'm like, this is fucking dumb. And she goes, why?
It's dumb. Coming from the guy who reads to her. Hey, let's pick out a book and let's read to each other. You're first.
I said it's dumb because you're going to ask them to do the same things that we do, and we don't necessarily like to do the same things together.
No,
That's why I thought it was dumb.
No, if we picked a good book, if there was a good book to read, I in fact, this isn't reading, but I just downloaded. What was the movie? What was the book I just told you to check out?
I don't know. I just downloaded the new Babaverse, so I don't know.
So I got that too.
Else,
Babaverse. I got Babaverse. If you haven't checked out We Are Bob, We Are Legion, that is an amazing.
We are Legion. We are. Bob.
I'm sorry. We Are Legion. We Are Bob. That is an amazing book. I just got it on Audible. Actually, I didn't just get that one on Audible. It's by Dennis E. Taylor, and it's phenomenal. It's
so
one
funny.
of the best audiobooks I've listened to, and I actually produce audiobooks. But it's one of the best ones It's the best. It's probably one of the best series of audiobooks that I've listened to in I don't know how long. It's fantastic. And the third one just came out.
I'm gonna throw it up there as it's my favorite audiobook I've ever listened to ever.
Even
Battlefield Earth was really good, but the
Battlefield Earth is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But the Bobiverse, to take the theme of that book and make it into an audiobook and make it interesting to listen to.
Ready Player One.
Oh, that's the one you wanted to read, but none of the girls wanted to read it, right?
Yeah, so I got the audiobook, Ready Player One. I got that and Bob, all these worlds.
So she's always so I'll go back to my lady. So she's always trying to find fun things to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we first started getting together with you guys, she thought that's when she came up with the idea of like, why don't each time we meet, the other couple finds a cool new place to go to.
Right.
And that was her idea, and she is the one who starts going, hey, maybe we can make a website and where you and I are going out and reviewing places, or the four of us are going out and reviewing places, and it's like, hey, we're
food and entertainment critics.
Yes, the four of us. It's our couples going out and going, hey, what did you guys pick this time? Oh, it's some fucking dive nobody's ever heard of. Okay, you picked it. We're going. Fucking the hamburgers were awesome, or this wasn't so great, or the ambiance
sucked.
Yeah, you could talk about it, and it'd be in the vein of people out having fun. It's not like a food critic going in and eating food and everybody watching him going, oh my God, I hope he likes it.
It is
Does
reminiscent.
he like it?
It is reminiscent of the bygone era. It is dry and flavorless.
Exactly. Instead, you have two couples who are just like out to have a good time, have some fun, fuck around, and then and you talk about it afterwards. That sounds fun to me. So we'll see what happens, because she's got all kinds of crazy ideas all the time.
All right,
keeps me on my toes.
As long as she wears a bra, I'm fine.
But I like it when she doesn't wear a bra. Is that okay?
I'm just saying, when she comes over and we have a meeting, she's got to wear a bra.
She wore a bra last time we were here.
All I'm saying is that she's got to wear a bra.
You came to our house and she wasn't wearing a bra.
I saw her without a bra. I saw her wearing a shirt without a bra, and I'm like, hello. Hello.
Welcome to my life. It's pretty
All
awesome.
I'm saying is, if you want some actual constructive things happening while we have our next get together, she's got to wear a bra. Is it demeaning? Am I being vile?
If you want me to focus on
Am I being belittling?
If you want me to focus on the words coming out of your mouth.
I know my limitations.
I know who I am. Do you know who you are, braless lady?
All right, we're Todd.
Yes.
Todd, are we gonna start doing this again? Because we haven't done it since December, and it kind of feel good.
Oh, dude, it's beyond. Beyond good. I was so excited.
Should we try to have a guest or something?
I can work
on that. Should we just
that.
do us?
I can work on that part. I think it'd be good for us, just for us to keep doing it consistently. And I will try to work a guest in, because we have people who want to be on. So I can always tap into those people.
But if you want to, we're going to sign off, I guess. Is there anything else you wanted to talk on that we didn't talk on? Because I got to use the restroom again.
Talk about blowjobs or something would be great.
What?
I've had a couple really good ones.
Great. Anyway, we'll sign off. But before you click the off button and stop listening, or on YouTube, go to tpsmedia.co. If you're an author and you're interested in creating or having your book created into an audiobook, you can check us out there. We have a plethora of very talented voiceover narrators that you can listen to some of their work, and then you can choose from them, and then we get into, stuff, contracts, and how it's going to be distributed, things like that. But if that's an option, or if that's something you want done, go to tpsmedia.co. Also, I produce other podcasts. There's Wellraiser Radio, which doesn't happen really anymore, but you can watch some of their old videos, which are still very current in what we talk about there on the website. You can also go to Warrior Revolution Radio. Check them out. Ron Baker does a great job when he interviews his guests. He's going to be having some more people on. He averages about one show a month. So that's how it happens with him. We have Rock and Rob. They do the Bandwagon. It's a very funny spoof on sports, and it's a great and different way to view sports.
It's so
as
fun.
A bandwagon person.
So
they
fun.
have actual legit debates.
I don't miss it, because even though it has nothing to do with me, I just love hearing their banter and their perspective. And there's sometimes where I'm just like, oh, I never thought of that. Or when they, back in the day when they went to The Bachelorette and they were doing, like sports updates of The Bachelorette, I was like, fuck, this is such a good idea. It's such a fresh, funny take on the hypocrisy of it all and kind of mocking common culture. I love it. It's just a great show.
And we also have CVO Gun Talk, which CVO Gun Talk is doing great on Facebook Live. They Ernie Trow is a gun owner. He's a gun business dealer. He's a gun dealer owner. I am really fucking this up.
He's a gun shop owner.
He's a gun shop owner. But he also talks about the responsibility of being a good, reasonable and responsible gun owner and all the things that go along with being a gun owner. And he talks about the things that, like the legislation and the things that impact gun owners. So,
and what I like about Ernie is when I first heard his podcast, and it really challenged some of my thinking, because I had grown to be more of an understanding person about guns. A lot,
because you were very anti-gun.
Very anti-gun, and a lot of, I got a lot from Joe Rogan about him kind of changing his views on certain things and responsibilities for being a good gun owner. I still don't own a gun, but I certainly appreciated all the conversations I've had with Ernie over the years that we've been with them, that you've known them or they've been part of your podcast group, and really thoughtful, really considerate, doesn't shut shit down. Like, if you have questions about things or you don't get something, even if you might even be a little amped up about it, he's real calm and cool about understanding people's perspectives and letting you know what his are without being a dick about it. So, I really enjoy speaking with him. And when I bumped into him here and there, I also really like listening to his podcast because he and Mike do a really good job of kind of dissecting some of the issues and pointing out the pros and cons of both sides.
Right. And the real life examples of how people have used their training, because not only is Ernie a gun shop owner, they provide a lot of training for handguns, concealed carry,
fly the plane. That's some serious
shit. There's a lot of training that goes on how to survive and deal with life if life throws you a curveball. And they do a wonderful job with their training. In fact, I am going to be looking into doing some of their training, and Ernie's supposed to be asking me about some deer hunting this year, but he hasn't done it yet. But he's supposed. I haven't taken a hunter safety course. I'm 42.
It'd be you and a whole bunch of 12-year-olds.
It might be. But Ernie was going to help me out with this, and he was going to give me the class possibly, and then I was going to go hunting with him for the first time. And I'm kind of stoked about the whole thing. I think it'd be great. It's just one of those things that I feel like every man should be able to do. Yes, and I'm guilting you if you're a man and you haven't done it. Because why? Because I'm a man and I haven't done it. So you should learn how to do it.
You talk about how easy things are for us. It might be good once in a while to go out in the woods and be fucking freezing cold, or muddy and wet, and you actually have to hunt for your own fucking food.
Yeah,
it's a big deal.
Well,
I haven't done it either, so I'm just talking out of my ass.
But again, I haven't heard one hunter, not one person that I know that hunts, ever say, "I fucking hate hunting." Yeah, I do it every year, but I fucking hate it. It sucks.
Right.
The whole experience sucks. No, not one person. Not one person has said that. So,
and I've actually heard less people talk, yeah, I got to fucking kill shit today, or, oh yeah, I got a 12-point buck and I'm fucking badass. It's more.
You've never heard that. It's more considerate.
I have heard that, but I haven't heard a lot of that from the people that I hang around with who are responsible hunters and gun owners. It's more of like, yeah, I got a deer and now I'm going to have some extra meat in my freezer through the winter.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
It's not so bravado.
Macho, what's his face? Who's the fucking gun?
Hey, what?
No, who's the guy, who's the guitar player who's like Mr. Hunter that is such a douchebag? He's guitar player, Cat Scratch Fever.
I have no idea.
Cat Scratch Fever? Cat Scratch Fever. He's on TV all the time. What are you talking about? You don't know who I'm talking about.
I know who you're talking about. Anyway, that's it for tonight or today on the Primal Scream. I'm Matt.
I am Todd.
And we'll see you later. Adios. Good night.
Fucker, that's my line.
We haven't done it in 6 months. All right? Give me a break. All right. You got to give me some slack here.
I will cut you slack.